for the touchdown.
I'm going to get rid of this. Hey, you need to move over some, though, because you're... There you go. Oh, the camera's way over here. What in the hell? Why are we closing this?
Tell me when. It's August in Texas, which means not only is it hot, but it also means it is time for Texas high school football. Welcome to the 2023 edition of Mustang Friday Nights. Ryan, he's going to be stopped for it. And it's into the end zone for the touchdown. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Mustang Panther Stadium in Grapevine, Texas. I'm Jacob Dedamore, along with my broadcast partner, Tim Smith, and we are here to bring you the season opener tonight for the 2023 Grapevine Mustangs, brought to you by Tradio and Champion Sports Radio. And Tim, if there is one word that can probably describe what the beginning of this 2023 season is for the Mustangs, that word is probably transition.
Yeah, this team doesn't look very much like last year's team, does it, Jacob? We lost a lot of seniors to graduation. We've got a few starters coming back, I think 6 or 7. 2 of them are on injured reserve. We have a new head coach, a new starting quarterback. It's about to get exciting.
It really is, and we're going to see a lot of new faces. You're going to hear a lot of new names tonight. The first one is Coach Bob De Bess. As he was the offensive coordinator last season, he has taken over now for the departed head coach Mike Alexander, who has moved on to Marcus High School up in Flower Mound. And Coach De Bess thankfully has some familiarity with these young men. He himself not only had to replace some people on the coaching staff as he took the job over, but is also having to replace a whole lot of players on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely. I mean, he replaced his entire defensive coaching staff. He kept the offensive staff intact for the most part. So they're going to be running a new defensive thing tonight. Along with the new offense, you lost Parker Polk, who was a big part last year. Carradine, who's the other speedster they count on, he's out for the first few weeks. So it's going to be run by a committee, and let's see who steps up and who shines tonight. We're bound to find a new superstar.
We're going to be bringing you a lot here this evening on Mustang Friday Nights. We also have a new member of our crew, Carly Isbell, who you'll hear from a little bit later in the broadcast. She is our sideline reporter this year, always bringing you something new here on this Tradio and Champion Sports Radio broadcast of Mustang Friday Nights. But right now, let's take you now to the thoughts of the new head coach of the Grapevine Mustangs, Bob De Bess, as they get ready for the start of this 2023 campaign. New Grapevine head coach Bob De Bess, Jacob Dedamore here with you, and it is finally football season again. And Coach, I guess the first thing is I want to say congratulations on being the new head coach at Grapevine. How has obviously you were here last year as the offensive coordinator. How has the transition been throughout the spring and now into fall practice, taking over the program?
Well, it's been great from the standpoint of dealing with the kids and the kids that we have to deal with. Obviously, it's been hectic. I mean, it's been hectic. I got the job late, relatively late, April the 14th. People had already started spring ball or were starting spring ball, and so having to hire 9 guys, that was my first task. and then try to navigate the summer with a brand new staff and making sure that they got to know our players as best that they could. Um, Obviously, didn't have spring ball, so first time we put on the pads was first week in August. So we're still learning. We're still learning about our guys. Our guys are still learning about us. But you know, it's been an awesome experience. It's been real gratifying. But again, like I said, we got great kids, and they're the ones that make it all worthwhile.
Obviously, with the new coaches, you also had to break in a whole lot of new players because the program, as everybody knows, last year was very senior heavy, and so you're having to replace a whole lot on both sides of the ball. How has that process been going so far? I guess it helps you're running a similar system, but the high school game is kind of like your experience at the college level as well. You're going to have turnover every year, but this year seems to be a little bit of an extreme from that standpoint.
Yeah, I don't think Grapevine High School. I kind of looked at a little bit of the history. It's been at least 7 years, maybe more, since Grapevine High School has returned so few starters. Um, we'll actually, because of injuries, we'll actually only start one player on offense that started last year
Wow.
in the Wakeland game. Brady Wagner and Rondell Carradine are obviously both hurt. Arguably, our two best players on offense are hurt, and we won't have them for the foreseeable future. And only four return on defense. So it's an incredibly young and inexperienced team. It is a similar system. I mean, we're keeping the same system, obviously, offensively, defensively, it's new. So you ask how it's gone. It's gone about how you would expect it to go with that many new faces. I mean, it's been really up and down. It's been uh, there have been some days we walked in and scratched our head and wondered, what the heck are we going to do? But that's part of the growing pains, and this won't. The growing pains will continue for the first month, the first 5 weeks. I mean, we won't know what kind of football team we can be until five weeks into the season, and that's just because of the number of guys that have never been there. I mean, never done it before. You can simulate all you want in practice and scrimmages, but there's nothing like the real deal. And so that starts on Thursday night.
One of the things when you have that much turnover on both sides of the ball is who steps up into the leadership roles on both sides of the ball. Who have you noticed so far really trying to take that mantle over on this team?
Well, we've got a leadership council of about 14 guys. I'm not going to mention all those guys, but we've got a leadership council of about 14 guys, and they're not just all seniors. We've got some juniors and sophomores mixed in too. And I got to tell you, I'm really happy with what they've done as far as trying to set an example first. I mean, before you can lead anybody else, you got to lead yourself. And by and large, those guys have done a nice job of leading themselves. Um, Harrison Hackbarth, as the quarterback, it's inherent in that position. He has to be a leader for us, and he's done a nice job of stepping up for us. Demontrez Dunn is the heir apparent at running back, doesn't have a lot of experience, but has been a great example as far as work ethic is concerned. Devin Thomas, Leighton Towery, Ryan Hamilton, Major Hecht. I mean, there's a lot of names. So I'm pleased with the few upperclassmen that we have. I'm pleased with the leadership they've provided. But in order to have good leaders, you got to have good followers, and we've got to develop more followers. We've got to develop more guys that will actually look at those older guys and trust in those older guys and try to emulate those older guys.
Now you've got obviously the first 3 weeks of the season will be non-district, and then you have the bye week before district play starts. In this situation, especially, does that kind of even though the non-district schedule is difficult this year, same three opponents as last year, Wakeland out of Frisco, Azle, and then of course the heavy hitter in Argyle. Despite the difficulty of the schedule, does the setup of that schedule actually help you guys get this team ready for the district play, especially since you're replacing so many players?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, every single non-district game is going to be a challenge in different ways. The other challenge is, we open at home, then we're 3 straight weeks on the road. So that'll be a challenge for a young football team. And so, yeah, we're going to see a lot. I mean, we're gonna face a lot of different situations. We're going to face adversity. We'll face adversity all year long. I mean, that's a given in football, but certainly we'll face our share of adversity and bumps in the road the first 3 weeks. Then you got the open date, which gives us an opportunity to really analyze our football team, analyze our personnel, see where we really need to improve, heading into 7 straight, I guess.
Then final thing before we get before I let you go is we've obviously been dealing with a lot of extreme heat. Everybody who's watching this right now already very much knows that this game got pushed back an hour to try and help that. A lot of schools around the area have been doing that for this opening weekend. It wouldn't surprise me if it happens next week as well. What have you guys been doing as a staff, as not only during practices? I know you've been doing early morning practices, but how are you going to, and what are you telling the kids about trying to protect themselves to make sure that, everybody stays healthy in this thing?
Well, I'll take you back to the Princeton scrimmage. I think give credit to both teams because Princeton was the same way. Neither team had any heat-related issues, no cramping, no nothing. So that was a good sign. I think that everybody is a little bit more in tune with hydrating. You always tell the kids to hydrate, but I think everybody's in a little more in tune because of the intense heat with hydrating. So I think our kids are doing a pretty good job of taking care of themselves. We try to practice at a fast pace. There's not a lot of standing around. We try not to stay out there too long, and therefore we do practice at a faster pace. I think that's helped get the kids in game-ready shape. But as you mentioned, we do go in the morning. We're on the field, by 6:30, 6:45 every morning. We're off by 8:45. So we're avoiding obviously the extreme heat of the day. Game time come 8 o'clock, sun will be down. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We won't have an issue. But I just think it's making sure there's plenty of water available in practice, making sure that the kids understand that whenever they need water, no matter what's going on, they break and get water. A coach will never, ever challenge a kid for wanting to go get water. Our trainers are doing a fantastic job of being there with water all the time. So I think just being smart and being aware and acknowledging it. I mean, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
Right? You can't beat it. So just be smart about it. And kids have done a nice job of working themselves into, I think, pretty good shape.
Well, Coach, I thank you for your time. We're all looking forward to this coming season, and good luck in this game tonight against Wakeland.
Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate it, man.
That's head coach Bob De Bess. We'll be back with more of the pregame show here on Mustang Friday nights.
Hi, I'm Russ Teeger.
And I'm Laura Teeger. We're the proud owners of AC Pros, family-owned and operated business going on 26 years. And here's a little bit of what we do.
Hi, I'm Jim Bradley. I'm a comfort specialist here at AC Pros. We are a full-service residential and light commercial HVAC company. We do sales and service for residential HVAC. We also do windows, attic efficiencies, radiant barrier installation, solar fans to make your system last longer. Today we're out here in Keller servicing one of our customers' outside units. This is Joel, our lead tech, taking care of the maintenance today. At AC Pros, we're small enough to care, but big enough to take care of business.
Go Mustangs!
Welcome back to Mustang Panther Stadium and the Mustang Friday night pregame show on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio, brought to you by our friends at AC Pros. And right now, it's time for Week 1 edition in 2023 of Tim's Takes, brought to you by our friends at Lee Lewis Construction.
Thank you, Jacob. Hello, and welcome back to Mustang Friday night with this special Thursday night Week 1 edition. Tonight, I want to focus on 3 individuals that will be paramount in this year's success with so many changes with the team. A new head coach, a new starting quarterback, and a slew of new starters with last year's team featuring so many seniors. Alexander, Coach Bob De Bess has taken over as the new head coach for the Mustangs. Coach De Bess has been with the Mustangs. This will make his third season now. His first year, he was the wide receivers coach. Last year, he took over as the offensive coordinator, where he introduced his multi-formation triple option style of offense. Having been coaching football in college and high school since 1981, Coach brings a great deal of experience, discipline, and a winning attitude to continue the great tradition. When I spoke with Coach De Bess and having watched him at practice, you can feel, hear, and see his passion for football, this team, and these kids. During my meeting with him after practice, countless players approached Coach just to shake his hand, many just to say, "Thank you, Coach." That was extremely powerful. We talked about a new starting quarterback, and this year, Harrison Hackbarth gets the nod as QB1. Last year, having shared time with Evan Baum, we saw flashes of his big arm and athletic ability. He has added some size and speed in the offseason and worked on his decision-making, and most of all, making that option pitch. Watching him at practice, he's been sharp in the passing game inside the pocket and in the RPO game, and seems to have embraced his role as a leader. We are in for some real excitement with Harrison Hackbarth under center this season. And lastly, while there are a few returning starters for this year's defense, tonight we'll spotlight Devin Thomas. Throughout the year, we'll talk about all of them, but Devin Thomas, the D-line game wrecker who is a returning senior. Thomas can beat you outside with a quick first step. He has a spin move to beat you inside, and he is strong enough to bull rush on guards and centers. As a junior, we saw him control the line of scrimmage, having sacks, tackles for losses, and even an interception. A great defense starts up front, and Devin Thomas will look to lead his troops and create chaos up front.
Second down and another loss as Devin Thomas shot the gap. Tim, that was some good stuff with on Coach De Bess and how this team is looking this year. But not only did you have a chance to actually go out and watch practice a few days, I got to go out one day a couple of weeks ago, but you also had a chance to actually have a chat with Harrison Hackbarth and Devin Thomas, correct?
I sure did. Coach De Bess has been very gracious in giving us access to talk to the kids, and Harrison's really excited. This is his senior year, and that's the first thing he said. He said, "Hey, it's my senior year. I want to go out and I want to do it the right way." He's really embraced his leadership. And I'll tell you what, his film, he has been diving into that film. According to his quarterback coach I talked to before the game, he lives in huddle, so he certainly knew his reads. We talked a little bit about looking at the safeties and looking at the line and things of that nature. And then Devin, that kid had the biggest smile I've seen in the preseason. He couldn't have been more happier. He's gotten a little bit bigger. He said he worked on his size and speed a little bit. He's been watching a lot of film and shared with me some secrets that I won't share on air of how he prepares for an opposing offensive line.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun tonight seeing how these new guys come out and adjust, and especially defensively and a little bit of a new system for them. But that is all to come here as we get ready in a little bit later edition of Mustang Friday Night in the season opener. That's one thing we haven't talked about yet is how we've had to back kickoff. Everybody who's out here knows or is listening to us knows that we've had to back up kickoff tonight to 8 o'clock for the season opener because of the extreme heat we've been having in Texas. That's something that's been going on all over the Metroplex. But we'll talk a little bit about that and get a little bit more into this matchup tonight between the Grapevine Mustangs and the Wakeland Wolverines out of Frisco ISD. When we come back, we will have more of the pregame show brought to you by our friends at AC Pros. This is Mustang Friday Nights.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
You've worked hard this year, and to celebrate Labor Day, we're giving you the biggest savings of the season. Shop Stacy's Labor Day sales event where the more you buy, the more you save. For a limited time, save $300, $500, $1,000 or more on quality name brand furniture for every room in your home. Get the sleep you need for the life you lead with the perfect new mattress and adjustable base. They're all on sale during Stacy's Labor Day sale. Shop today in Grapevine, Allen, or the outlet in Flower Mound. And remember, if you're shopping at Stacy's, you're shopping with family and you're not burning money.
Welcome back to Mustang Panther Stadium here on Mustang Friday Night. as we are getting ready here on the pregame show brought to you by our friends at AC Pros. The season opener this evening between your Grapevine Mustangs and the Wakeland Wolverines out of Frisco ISD. You see right now, brought to you by our friends at Big Fish Seafood Bar and Grill. It is the Mustang Walk as the players are coming out of the locker room, coming through the stands. And we're hoping to have our newest member of our broadcast team, Carly Isbell, talk to Coach Bob De Bess here in just a few moments.
It's certainly starting to fill up here, Jacob. There's a lot of people out, even though it's about 180 degrees here at 740 in Grapevine, Texas.
Well, the fun part about the backup to 8 o'clock is, even though it doesn't reduce the temperature all that much, what it does do is it gets everybody out of the sun.
Yeah, the sun is gone. The sun is certainly going down behind us. The lights are on. And that's all you can ask for in Texas high school football. When those lights come on, it gets serious.
It does. And the Mustangs are walking out onto the field right now. Let's talk a little bit about this matchup real quick tonight, Tim. This Wakeland Wolverines team that we're going to see, we had such an entertaining and fun game last year over at Toyota Stadium in Frisco, for the start of the season last year that the Mustangs were able to prevail under. But it was a back and forth and fun affair. But they're going to be facing a Wolverine squad tonight that, while they are missing pieces in certain areas, they've got a lot of key talent coming back.
They sure do. They have their quarterback who threw for 3,700 yards. They have their running back who ran for over 100 yards. 1,000 yards last year. They have a couple of receivers. They did lose some big-time wide receivers in the offseason. But I'll tell you what, last year's game, it was Harrison Hackbark, if you remember, in the second quarter that came in and built a spark for Grapevine, and he's starting tonight. So I look for a spark instantly coming out of the gate.
Yeah, that quarterback and running back that Tim is referring to, Brennan Meyer, who is now a senior returning starter, threw for just under 3,500 yards, had 39 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions last year. And, of course, the running back is Cooper Snyder. He had just over 1,000 yards, averaging 5.7 yards a carry, and had 10 touchdowns on the ground. They are going to be kind of the driving forces of this offense. And right now, we're going to go down to the sideline to – not yet? Yeah, okay. We're going to go down to the sideline, and our new sideline reporter, Carly Isbell, as she is with head coach Bob De Bess.
Good evening, Coach. How are you today?
Fantastic. It's game day.
Game day. We're very excited. This is your first season as head coach. What was your message to these fellas out here to get ready for the first game of the 2023 season?
I mean, honestly, just cut it loose and have fun. I mean, we've been working so hard. They've been working so hard that this is a game. That's what it is, and it's important to have fun. And so, we're playing to win, and we got to cut it loose. We can't be afraid to make mistakes.
Completely agree with you, Coach. And who are your captains for tonight's coin toss, and why were they chosen for tonight?
We got Harrison Hackbarth, DeMontrez Dunn, Ryan Hamilton, and Leighton Towery. We're not going to name game captains this year because I think we got a pretty good group of leaders. So we're going to alternate the captainship, and those were the guys that stood out through the work of the summer and through camp. But they were just kind of the obvious choices for us.
I agree with you, Coach. Well, good luck tonight, and we're rooting for the Mustangs. Have fun.
Thank you very much, Carly, and welcome to the broadcast. Those are the thoughts of head coach Bob De Bess, and I tell you what, Tim, one thing about this, we talked about the year in transition, one thing that will make it a little bit easier is the fact that the new head coach ain't exactly a new head coach. He is not new to this game.
No, we talked about it earlier. He's been in the college and high school ranks since the early 80s. He's been with the program now. This will be his third season, so the kids aren't new to him. The program's not new to him. And so that does give you a little leg up with that much experience. And the offensive coaches stayed intact. So we look for the offense maybe to carry this team early on here tonight.
Yeah, I definitely think, especially because one of the things we haven't mentioned
getting on the edge, getting up to those linebackers. He's great in the pass game as well. So, who's going to step up? And that's what we have to see tonight. We got some new guys that are going to play tonight that haven't had extensive snaps in the past. Who's going to step up and make a name for themselves here tonight?
And it really is going to be a trial by fire for this Mustang squad here in non-district play. It's the same three teams as last year. It's going to be a Wakeland team that has a lot of high power on offense. An Azle team that we saw last year had some spark to them offensively because they ran a very up-tempo system that spread you out and did a lot of things. But Grapevine's experience really shut them down after about the first quarter. And then, of course, you have one of the power teams in Texas, the Argyle Eagles at Argyle. So it is definitely going to be iron sharpens iron test.
If anything else, it's getting you ready for district play, which won't get any easier.
We have the coin toss going on down on the field right now. Your captains are for Grapevine are DeMontez Dunn, Ryan Hamilton. You have Harrison Hackbarth, and I can't quite make out the fourth captain down there for Grapevine. But the coaches are going over things with him. For Wakeland, the captains are number 1, senior Donovan Woolen, the starting wide receiver and outside linebacker, and number 9, Brennan Meyer, the senior starting quarterback. We're just about ready to get here with the coin toss. It's always an exciting time, even with the heat. It's always an exciting time this time of year in the state of Texas as high school football gets underway with a nice schedule tonight and a nice schedule tomorrow to kind of kick things off here in the state of Texas. Because this first weekend of high school football lets you know, maybe it doesn't feel like it, but the fall season is here.
Well, it's hopefully going to come sooner than later. We could definitely use a break. I think that's Leighton Towery.
Leighton Towery is the other captain.
And Leighton is one of the guys that's coming back from last year, big impact type player, and he's going to do a little bit of everything. He's going to long snap, deep snap, and, of course, he's going to have to anchor this defense.
Well, Tim and I were too busy yapping. Neither one of us saw who won the coin toss and who's doing what here.
Well, somebody's going to get the ball first, and somebody's going to be on defense. That I can promise you.
Good point. Good point. Great. You nailed it.
I did.
And right now we're going to take you down to the field for the playing of our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please stand and remain standing for the singing of our national anthem, performed this evening by Abby Bassine, senior member, Grapevine High School Squad.
Excellent job by one of the members of the Grapevine High School Choir on the national anthem. Last year we had that pretty much every week. We had the choir doing the national anthem on the 50-yard line. It's going to be a good way to start things off this year as we are just about ready here on Mustang Friday nights to get things started. This pregame show has been brought to you by our friends at AC Pros. Find them online at acprostx.com.
Oh, you can feel the excitement now.
Yeah.
This crowd is starting to get lit. It's hot outside, but it's hotter in the stands. I promise you, they are going nuts down here. It's like we never left, Jacob.
Well, we always have a good, very vibrant and loud crowd here at Mustang Panther Stadium. Hayden Rhodes is on the field. The Mustangs are going to be kicking off, which means that the Grapevine defense will be on the field. Your defensive line at one defensive end is senior Bradley Stanier. The other defensive end is going to the jack position is Tatum Evans. Junior. At nose tackle, it's junior Ty Hohenberger. I said senior Bradley Stanier. It's junior, my fault. Devin Thomas, the senior. At one of the other defensive line spots, sophomore Tatum Evans. At the jack position, your three starting linebackers are senior Major Heck, senior Leighton Towery, and sophomore Luke Gormley. In the secondary this evening, you have senior Ryan Hamilton and senior Darion Burns at your two corner spots. At free safety, senior Bryson Davis, and your other safety is junior Brady Boozer. We are about ready to get underway as Hayden Rhodes is lining things up. And the 2023 season is officially underway. Brady Boozer boots it about 3 yards deep for the touchback. I said Brady Boozer, Hayden Rhodes.
We've seen Hayden do that for a few years now. He's had that leg, and he just boots it into the end zone, making no way for Wakeland to be able to return it. That's fantastic.
Sophomore Grayson Meyer, the younger brother of the quarterback Brennan Meyer for Wakeland, is the one who received the kickoff for the touchback. So the Wolverines will start from their own 25-yard line to get this thing started here at Mustang Panther Stadium. We mentioned Brendan Meyer, the senior starting quarterback, as a returner. 39 touchdowns, 4 picks last year, and 1,000-yard runner, senior Cooper Snyder at tailback. We'll give you the rest of the offense for Wakeland here in just a moment as they go 3 wide. Snap back, handoff up the middle, and a nice tackle just across the line of scrimmage by Major Heck, who saw that play well and stopped Cooper Snyder for only a gain of 2.
And Devin Thomas, he takes on 2 or 3 blockers, and that leaves Major Heck with a nice lane to be able to come up and make the tackle.
The rest of the starting offense, your 3 wide receivers, senior Donovan Woolen, number 1 on the outside. The other side is senior Ryder Treadway, and in the slot, senior returning leading wide receiver, senior number 5, Aston Cahooch. Starting at tight end is senior number 87, Ricky Raish. We'll give you the line for the Wolverines in just a moment. 2nd and 8 from the 27 as they go 3 wide. Myers pencil him down the middle, and that pass is incomplete, but here comes the flag, and it's a good call, as that time it looked like Bryson Davis got there about a half second too quick. He read it well, closed on the receiver, but got there about a half second too early.
He did get there a little early. The ball was high. Not sure it was catchable, but certainly did get there just a tad bit early.
Meyer was trying to hit number 5, Ashton Cahooch, over the middle out of the slot. Again, Cahooch is the leading returning wide receiver last year. 53 catches, 667 yards, and led this team with 14 touchdowns, did Cahooch. So the 15-yard penalty moves it out to the 42 of Wakeland, where they'll have it 1st and 10. The offensive line, they have either 2 or 3 returning starters. We're not 100% sure up on that big front. Tight 4-wide set here on 1st down. Cahooch in motion, and it's a little jet sweep action around the left end. Nice missed tackle, but Leighton Towery cleaned it up nicely.
Leighton Towery, he comes screaming like a jet from the other side of the field to make a big-time tackle there. That play could have been a lot bigger for Wakeland, but Leighton Towery saving it. And so far, 2 guys we talked about coming back as returning starters. Major Heck, Leighton Towery making impacts.
2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 now at the 44 for the Wolverines as they spread it out this time in a 4-wide set. Snap is back, handoff up the middle, a little bit of room. Nice gain on 2nd down that time for Cooper Snyder as he found a little gap there in the middle of the Grapevine line. Gain of about 4 yards or so out to the 48. That's going to set up a 3rd and 4 here. That starting offensive line from left to right for the Wolverines. Junior Baylor Bridge, number 55 at left tackle. Senior Andrew Kirkland, number 56 at left guard. At center, senior Tyler Katzler, number 68 at right guard. Sophomore 55 Parker Christensen, and junior number 76 Garrett Sexton across the line at right tackle. 3rd and 4 now for the Wolverines at their own 48. Snap back, little quick hitter, and it's caught for a 1st down to Cahooch. he is going to be the primary target for Brennan Meyer, you would think, as he almost consistently, Cahooch runs out of the slot. And right now he's finding open space as he gets to the Mustang 45.
Yeah, they made that way too easy. The corner was planned off the ball about 8 yards. Cahooch in the slot just comes right off, kind of a rub route, just comes right off into the flat, uncovered. Very easy read.
1st and 10 as they move into Mustang territory at the 45-yard line, 9:55 to go here in the first quarter. Pistol formation this time out of a 3-wide set. Snap back, handoff, coming around the right side, but closing on that quickly was Bryson Davis, the safety number 1, and he shuts that one down immediately, attacking that run and getting Cooper Snyder for no gain.
I really like what we're seeing from the Grapevine defense. They're playing downhill. What I mean by that is they are attacking the line of scrimmage, and that's all positions, so they're able to come up and make a quick stop on the run game.
2nd and 10 now at the Mustang 45. And this time they're going to go with a traditional shotgun set with a 3-wide set. Cahooch comes in motion, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle, and a flag comes in, may have a hold. There's a short gain, only about 3 or 4 yards for Snyder, but this one may be coming back as anytime you see the umpire throw a flag on a run play, that's usually going to be a hold.
Well, you see a lot of motion in there. It's a nice little trap set up for Wakeland, but you're right, there's just a little bit of a hold of a grab, and sometimes you get that with the trap, with the lineman that's trapping, and he gets a little bit out of position and tries to get himself back in. So we'll take those 10 yards.
Actually, it's even worse.
It's a foul.
It's going to be an illegal chop block against Wakeland, so that's going to back it up 15 yards.
You can't do that. A top block is one guy going low, engaged, and another guy coming high, and that's they have that out of the game for injury purposes. It's a very dangerous type play. Glad we don't have that an injury here on that play, but that's a big penalty. And now we're going to have to see if Wakeland can air it out a little bit.
Huge penalty. That backs it up all the way to the 40-yard line of Wakeland. It's going to be 2nd down and 25.
Brennan Meyer now will be put to the test.
Second and long, snap back, little half roll to the left, and the pass is caught out near the sideline. Not going to be a very long gain, as that was just a very quick out of the 3-wide set. Caught by, looks like number 9, number 8, Ryder Treadway that time on the far side of the field, but only about a 7-yard gain, setting up a 3rd and long. I think they wanted maybe Treadway to turn that up, and he was just too close to the sideline and couldn't stay in bounds.
It's hard when you throw a pass like that to the short side of the field. I think maybe you flip that around and try to get it to the wide side so he has some room to run after the catch.
One thing to watch tonight for this Wakeland team is they have 4 players that are starters on both sides of the ball this year. With this heat, you just never know how that's going to affect those kids.
Certainly not a cool evening.
Snap back on 3rd and long. Pressure. Meyer rolling to his right now to get away. Looking downfield. He fires one deep over the middle, and that pass is caught. That was a great throw by Meyer across his body back to the middle of the field. And just also a great job. It went brother to brother right there as Brennan Meyer found his younger brother Grayson over the middle, throwing across his body, and Grayson found some open space. And you got to give credit to the throw on that because the defense was excellent.
Well, that's all the quarterback. There's a unblocked defender. Tatum Evans comes in. He's able to shake him. He runs out. Devin Thomas is crawling down his throat, and he's able to fire a laser across his body for completion. That's a great play.
Gain of 20 yards to the Grapevine 32-yard line. Little quick snap to Cahooch. He catches it on the little bubble screen on the far side of the field and gets down for a gain of 7 to the Grapevine 25.
Yeah, Grapevine playing a little loose there in the secondary, and maybe that's what they want to do, but I think Wakeland is going to get them eventually to start coming up because they're throwing these little flat passes and short screens, and they're getting quite a bit of yards.
Yeah, everything so far. I mean, they did take the deep shot down the middle of the first play, on the second play of the game, but everything else outside of the scramble play has been short, quick hitters. 2nd and 3 now at the 25-yard line. 4 wide set with trips to the right. Snap back. Meyer's going to fire one deep over the middle. That pass is caught for the touchdown.
Just caught him in a cover 2 defense. You go right down the middle. There's no safety there because he's playing the fade on the other side of the field. Easy pitch and catch.
Deep post route from Ryder Treadway, the senior, number 8, makes the grab for the touchdown pass, and the Wolverines are on the board first. Extra point team on. Snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So 7:29 to go in the first quarter, and the Wolverines put together a long drive after converting a 3rd and long, and they're able to punch it in to take the 7-0 lead. This first quarter is brought to you by our friends at Stacy Furniture and Design. We'll be back with more of Grapevine Mustang football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
You've worked hard this year, and to celebrate Labor Day, we're giving you the biggest savings of the season. Shop Stacy's Labor Day sales event, where the more you buy, the more you save. For a limited time, save $300, $500, $1,000 or more on quality name brand furniture for every room in your home. Get the sleep you need for the life you lead with the perfect new mattress and adjustable base. They're all on sale during Stacy's Labor Day sale. Shop today in Grapevine, Allen, or the Outlet in Flower Mound. And remember, if you're shopping at Stacy's, you're shopping with family and you're not burning money.
Back here at Mustang Panther Stadium as the Wakeland Wolverines go 75 yards on the opening drive, eclipsing about 4 minutes and 31 seconds of clock time, and they're able to punch it in on a 25-yard touchdown pass from Brennan Meyer to Ryder Treadway, and they take a 7-0 lead. The key play on that drive, obviously, the great job by Brennan Meyer on 3rd and long, getting away from pressure, keeping the play alive, and finding his younger brother deep over the middle of the field, throwing back across his body to complete the pass.
And you're taught, do not throw across your body into the middle of the field, but he got away with it, Patrick Mahomes style.
Kickoff is going to be out of bounds. That's a little bit of a mental mistake right there, as Darius Burns, that kickoff kicked sideways. Instead of just letting it go, he tried to stop it, and he did stop it on the sideline, but when he picked it up, he had a foot on the sideline, and so Grapevine is going to have to take over for their first possession deep in their own end at the 3-yard line.
Just a costly mental error by a senior that we've seen on the field before, so we can't blame lack of experience, maybe the jitters, first return of the year. But here comes Harrison Hackbarth from his 3-yard line. Not a great way to start off his first senior season drive.
Harrison Hackbarth in limited action last year, threw for 249 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He also rushed for a touchdown last year. We'll give you the rest of the offense in the moment as they come out with a split-back shotgun set here on 1st and 10. Snap is back, handoff up the middle. Looking for some room as DeMontrez Dunn doesn't find much. Maybe gets about a yard before he gets brought down by a couple of Lakeland tacklers. The rest of the offense looks like this for Grapevine. Your 2 starting wide receivers on each side are number 2 senior Darius Burns and number 10 senior Will Matheny. Your slot receiver is senior number 5 Mason Tatum. Your starting tight end tonight is junior number 29 Ian Hatton. We'll give you the new offensive line here in just a moment. 2nd and 9 now as they stay in that shotgun split back set. Hatton goes in motion to the right side. Another handoff to Dunn, looking for room. Finds a little bit. The face mask was grabbed, and there's the flag. As Dunn had a nice hole without the face mask. That's a huge gain, I think, for Dunn. But we're going to add 15 onto the end of this one.
Yeah, that was an egregious face mask. Yep. I could see the binoculars, and you saw it with nothing, just a bare
I just saw it on our monitor here. It was very obvious. His head got turned completely sideways. That flag got thrown at the 10, so they're going to move this out to the 25. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs, and now they have some room to work.
And that's all you wanted, right, is to get some room to work. You didn't want to be stuck there inside your own 5-yard line for too long.
The only starter on this offensive line returning is sophomore Hunter Caudle, number 55. He's starting at right tackle this year. The rest of the line is junior Bergen Weir at right guard, center sophomore number 51 Ethan Rudolph, number 71 Daniel Campos at left guard, and Ryan Knight, the senior, number 64 at left tackle. Pistol formation here on 1st and 10. Major Hecht in the game on offense goes in motion. Handoff to Dunn. He's got room. He gets into the open field, breaking tackles. He's still on his feet to the 50, and now he finally gets driven out of bounds. A great run by DeMontrez Dunn. A big gainer of about 26 yards and into Frisco, into Wakeland Wolverine territory.
And we're going to give some credit to Rudolph, the center, the smallest guy out there going up against a large nose tackle, but he's able to make 2 blocks. He takes them on. He stands his ground, and he creates that hole right up the middle.
Officially a gain of 27 yards to the Wolverine 48. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Offset pistol formation on 1st down. Snap back to Hackbarth. Option pitch to the outside, but the ball's on the ground. The pitch was dropped, but it was recovered as Major Hecht was able to get back on it. Excuse me, that was not Major Hecht. That was number 5, Mason Tatum, who was in there that time. As the DeMontrez Dunn was kind of the offset back in the pistol, and that time Tatum was in. Looked like the pitch was good. It was right there. It just went through his hands.
And that's unfortunate. That's one of the things that Hackbarth really worked on in the offseason was making that option pitch. He comes out. He does. He made a great pitch there. We got to catch the ball. We got to get upfield and get some yards.
Loss of 3 on the play. 2nd and 13 at the Mustang 49-yard line. Offset pistol again this time. Snap back. Another option pitch, the outside, room to run into Wakeland territory that time. That time it was number 7, Colby Eckert, the senior wide receiver, taking the pitch. We're seeing multiple guys fill that Rondell Carradine role.
Yeah, we've seen 3 guys carry the ball already tonight, and that's what they told us before the game, is that it was going to be run by committee. We're going to find out who's going to tote the rock for us here tonight. So far, 3 guys, 2 successful runs, and we had a little mishap, but I'm sure we'll make up for that.
Gain of 9 on 2nd down, sets up 3rd and manageable, a 3rd and 4 from the Wakeland 42-yard line. They go trips right, single receiver left. Hackbarth back, rolling to his right now, looking for somebody to throw, gets rid of it. Pass is bobbled, but caught for a 1st down, as that time number 2, Darius Burns, made a nice grab on the far sideline to move the chains.
That's a terrific job by the quarterback. He didn't go to his first read, which was the wheel. He didn't go to his second read, which was the post. He got out of the pocket, came all the way down to his 3rd read, made a fantastic decision, and gets an easy completion.
Gain down to the 33-yard line of Wakeland. Gain of 11 yards. Gain of 11 yards there on 3rd down. Down to the 33, 1st and 10. 4:20 to go here in the 1st quarter. And now they're going to go with the kind of the pistol diamond formation, snap back handoff, but Wakeland got in the backfield quick that time and shut that play down as DeMontrez Dunn just had nowhere to go.
Yeah, Wakeland seemed to be in the huddle that time. Everyone shot the gap and did a great job. Hard to do anything if you're Grapevine on that. It seemed like I said, Wakeland seemed to be in the huddle.
The idea on a play like that, when you're going with like a diamond pistol formation with no tight ends and 2 wide receivers, is maybe to cause a little confusion and misdirection. But that time, Wakeland's defense just attacked.
No confusion.
2nd and 12 now at the 35. This time they go 4 wide, 2 to each side. Shotgun snap back. Hackbarth fires one out, and that pass is almost intercepted. That pass looked like it was intended for Ian Hatton, who looked like maybe he hadn't gotten his head around quite yet, and the ball went right by his helmet and was almost intercepted that time by number 7, Trent McDaniel, the sophomore.
2 receivers in the same area. I'm not sure if he was throwing the seam or the comeback. If he was throwing the comeback, he threw it too far inside. You got to get that more towards the outside. And we saw some of that in practice last week, where some of his comebacks were more toward the inside as opposed to the outside.
That sets up a 3rd and long now for the Mustangs at the Wakeland 35. Tight formation here with a shotgun on 3rd down. Receiver in motion, snap back, handoff. Dunn's got a little bit of room up to the 30, but that's about all he's going to get. It'll be a gain of about 5, but the question is there room now for a field goal? And I think they're just inside field goal range now, and they're going to bring out Hayden Rhodes, the senior kicker, to give it a shot.
All right, here we go. Leighton Towery is going to be the snapper for this.
Leighton Towery is your deep snapper. Looks like that's Major Heck. No, check that.
Number 5.
That is number 5, Mason Tatum, your holder for this year's kick team. The senior Hayden Rhodes, number 30, lining it up from 47 yards out here on the first possession of the game for the Mustangs. Good snap, good hold. The kick is on the way. It's got plenty of leg, and it is good. Hayden Rhodes booms one from 47 yards out, and the Mustangs are on the board. 2:42 to go here in the 1st quarter. This 1st quarter brought to you that kick, I should say, brought to you by Black Walnut Cafe. This 1st quarter sponsored by Stacy Furniture and Design. It's 7-3 Grapevine. We'll be back here on Mustang Friday nights.
Hi, I'm Russ Teeger.
And I'm Laura Teeger. We're the proud owners of AC Pros, family owned and operated business going on 26 years. And here's a little bit of what we do.
Hi, I'm Jim Bradley. I'm a comfort specialist here at AC Pros. We are a full-service residential and light commercial HVAC company. We do sales and service for residential HVAC. We also do windows, attic efficiencies, radiant barrier installation, solar fans to make your system last longer. Today we're out here in Keller servicing one of our customers' outside units. This is Joel, our lead tech, taking care of the maintenance today. At AC Pros, we're small enough to care, but big enough to take care of business.
Go Mustangs!
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week.
You've worked hard this year, and to celebrate Labor Day, we're giving you the biggest savings of the season. Shop Stacy's Labor Day sales event where the more you buy, the more you save. For a limited time, save $300, $500, $1,000 or more on quality name brand furniture for every room in your home. Get the sleep you need for the life you lead with the perfect new mattress and adjustable base. They're all on sale during Stacy's Labor Day sale. Shop today in Grapevine, Allen, or the Outlet in Flower Mound. And remember, if you're shopping at Stacy's, you're shopping with family and you're not burning money.
Back here at Mustang Panthers Stadium, where the score is Wakeland 7 and Grapevine 3, as Grapevine had to start on their own 3-yard line after the kickoff mishap, but were able to recover from that and drive it all the way down to the Wakeland 30 and get a 47-yard field goal from Hayden Rhodes, who boots this kickoff deep into the end zone again, but it's going to be returned from 3 yards deep. Out to the 5, missed tackle, but only out to the 10 before he is collapsed upon. That's number 5, Ashton Cahoots, the senior. Tried to make something happen there, returning it, moving backwards from 3 yards deep, and only got out to the 11-yard line.
Simply not a good decision. They're going to tell him that when he gets over to the sidelines. Grapevine always has had a good kickoff and punt team. And Hayden Rose, man, that kid's got a leg.
He definitely
We see it
does.
in practice. He's been booting him in practice all off season long, and so no surprise that he kicks the first one. Good drive, all things considered.
Yep, good. A nice answer by the Grapevine offense to get back into this ball game. 2:33 to go in the first quarter. 7-3 Wolverines. They start on this next position from their own 11 as they go spread formation. Trips left, single receiver right. Snap back's going to be a handoff up the middle. A little bit of room out to about the 14-yard line. Going to be a gain of about 3 yards. And looked like, did the ball come loose? There was a scramble. Looks like there may have been a bit of a scramble there in the middle.
Tatum Evans coming up to make the big tackle there, and then a lot of his friends came for a little taste.
Cooper Snyder was trying to find room, and that ball may have come out, but it may have come out late because that whistle was blowing the play dead. That was, that time, number 11, Tatum Evans on the initial hit.
Yeah.
Gain of 3 yards out to the 14, 2nd and 7 now as they go 4 wide, but tight formation. Snap back. Rolling to his right is Meyer, looking for a pass, and that ball is way out of bounds. It's way off target. He was trying to find his brother again deep downfield.
He was.
And that pass was just way off to the outside for an incompletion, sets up 3rd and 7.
And he was telling them after the play, hey, I wanted you to go more towards the sideline. You stayed there in the middle, so ball. I mean, that's not a bad decision. Go ahead and get it out of bounds. Live for another play.
Now, you would think, being brothers, that they've worked on this kind of stuff a lot more,
Right,
even though
have a
he's
better
only
connection.
a sophomore. Yeah.
Right.
3rd and 7 now for the Mustang defense as Wakeland is on their own 14 as the Mustangs try to get a stop here and force a punt. Another spread formation with trips to the far side of the field. Single receiver near side. Snap back. Rolling to his left is Meyer, getting away from pressure. Fires one deep, and that pass is it caught? It is caught. A great diving catch on the far sideline out at the 31-yard line for a first down. I believe that was number 8, Ryder Treadway, who is making himself known here in this first quarter.
That's a heck of a toe tap. I'm looking for the replay. Heck of a toe tap there. And Brennan really showing that he is so accurate when he gets outside the pocket. He's getting outside because he has to get outside. There's some good pass rush up that middle, but Brennan is making them pay in that defensive backfield.
He's not so much of a runner because he didn't really run the ball much last year, but he's good at keeping plays alive. He has good mobility to extend the play. And now the whistles blow as I think the clock ran out. We're going to have a delay of game to back this up 5 yards. But again, that time he was rolling to his left and still made a great throw, squaring his shoulders and firing that ball to the sideline to get that completion.
Yeah, when you're going to do that, you have to get the hips turned around. You have to get those shoulders square. Otherwise, the ball's going to be incomplete unless you're Patrick Mahomes. So great play, great. I mean, you could tell he's put in a lot of work. He's definitely improved even what we saw from him last year, and he was one of my favorite quarterbacks last year.
First and 15 now. Motion out of the backfield. They're throwing a little dump behind screen. It's caught out to the 30 and then only about a 2-yard gain. Grapevine did a good job. A delayed screen as they sent Snyder out in motion to try and draw the defense and threw it behind. That time it was number 25 for Matthew Broach, number 25, the junior linebacker and tight end, as they threw a backside screen. But Grapevine did a good job of forcing it to the sideline for only a gain of 2.
Yeah, really well set up. But Bryson Davis, the senior DB, comes up and makes a heck of a play, just skimming right by the blockers.
2nd and 8, handoff up the middle. A little bit of room out past the 35, driving the legs forward and moving the pile is Cooper Snyder for a solid gain out to the 37. That'll set up a 3rd and 4. Looks like they're going to give him forward progress to the 38.
How about the gang tackling that we're seeing tonight? Everybody's getting a little piece. Everybody in a red jersey is flying to the ball. Gotta love to see that if you're Coach De Bess.
Just under a minute to go here in the first quarter. 7-3 Wakeland. 3rd and 3 now for the Wolverines at their own 38-yard line. As they go with a 3-wide set here with an up back. Shotgun snap back. Quick pass over the middle. That's intercepted. The pass is intercepted by Burns. Trying to make a man miss. He almost gets away and gets dragged down from behind by the jersey, and the first turnover of the season goes to number 3, Darion Burns, as he stepped in front of a deep slant pass and just picked it off right over the middle and sets up the Mustangs at the Wakeland 30-yard line, 33-yard line.
Real discipline to sit inside that zone, and a little bit of a bait there on the quarterback. Oh, Brennan thought he had something, but no. Intercepted, going back the other way. I can see what he was looking at, but that's just an incredible, insightful play by Grapevine.
Seeing the replay here, it was a great job by Burns to undercut the route, but also the pass to Donovan Woolen was just off target.
Just a little bit behind him as well. Absolutely.
So the first turnover of the season goes the Mustangs' way, and they're in plus territory, 1st and 10. Offset pistol formation. Option look, now a drop back, wide open over the middle, the pass is caught, touchdown Mustangs!
Harrison Hackbarth, we saw this a lot last year, play action, Parker Pope down the seam. Now it's a new cast of characters, but Harrison Hackbarth, man, so happy for him. He comes out and he slings a rifle down the field. What a throw.
Wide open was Will Matheny right down the seam. Hackbarth hits him in stride. One play after the turnover, and it's a 33-yard touchdown pass, but we have a flag, and Coach De Bess is irate. They're saying an illegal shift on the play is going to bring this back, and it was all for naught. Coach De Bess almost broke his headset that time as he was irate over here on the near sideline on that call, clearly disagreeing with it. And unfortunately, that penalty, they called an illegal shift. That wipes out a beautifully executed and designed play that would have been a 33-yard touchdown to Will Matheny.
And so now you had the sudden change, right, where Grapevine's offense able to come out, get the big strike. Now you have sudden change again because you think you have a touchdown. Now the offense has got to get their stuff back on. Harrison didn't even know what happened. He's got to put his helmet. Oh, boy.
And it seemed like a very delayed call as well, because that was very late after the play that they got together and made that call. Handoff up the middle to Dunn. Not much room over the right side that time. Only about a 2-yard gain down to the 37. Make it 2nd and 13. Man, that is just unfortunate. Usually an illegal shift is something that you see dropped almost immediately, and the whoever called it is coming in immediately. But, man, that was a real big delay on that call. Not sure if the referee just was checking with himself to make sure he thought he saw what he saw.
Yeah, typically you'd see the flag on the field during the play, right? And we didn't see that.
Well, that's going to do it for the first quarter. As we head to quarter number 2 here at Mustang Panther Stadium, it is 7-3 Wakeland as the Mustangs. We're going to keep it right here. This second quarter is going to be brought to you by our friends at Compass Church, as the Mustangs are going to have a 2nd down and 13 now from the 36-yard line of Wakeland.
It's so hard for an offense to have a score and have that score come off. We see so many times that typically you don't score on that drive for whatever reason. So right now, I think this quarter change is coming at a good time. You get a chance to recollect your thoughts, get back into what you're doing. Don't worry about what happened 2 plays ago.
Yeah,
it's about now, and let's get this next first down and keep moving down the field.
Yeah, you just have to let it go. And, whether you agree or disagree with the call was made, the pass was brought back. You just got to collect
Nothing
yourself.
You can do about
it's done. You got to reset and relaunch. So the Mustangs will have the ball. First 2 drives of this season ended in points. One for the Wakeland Wolverines as they went 75 yards on the opening possession and got a 25-yard touchdown pass to Ryder Treadway from Brennan Meyer. The Mustangs start at their own 3 on the next possession. They get down to the Wakeland 30 before kicking a 47-yard field goal. So it's 7-3, 2nd and 13 now from the 37-yard line. Pistol formation, snap back, option look. Hackbarth's going to keep it. He's going around the right end. He's got some room inside the 30 before he's forced out of bounds. Nice blocking on the outside by Darius Burns, the wide receiver. And Hackbarth gets down. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 29-yard line. That'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll set up 3rd and about 6.
Sweet feet. Look at the way he split those 2 defenders and then was able to get upfield, and great blocking downfield as well.
Great blocking downfield that time by Burns to kind of get.
We're not going to say what we think we might have saw. We're just going to say great blocking downfield.
So it's
a little bit of jersey pull.
Maybe a little bit.
You can get away with that.
3rd and 6 now at the Wakeland 29-yard line. Pistol formation here. Wide receiver in motion. Snap back, handoff up the middle. Trying to go up, and not much room there. Only going to be a short gain of about 2 yards that time. As that time it was number 24, Connor Bell.
Really not a lot of room.
Son of our broadcast producer, Trey Bell, up here in the booth with us.
Not a lot of room to navigate inside the tackles here tonight so far.
Only a gain of about 1.5 yards there on 3rd and down. They tried the quick hitter to Connor Bell.
They sure did. And Bell's a tough runner, but he just, he got the ball and had to face about 3 or 4 defenders pretty immediately.
So thanks to the penalty, the Wakeland defense is able to hold after the turnover and force a 45-yard field goal attempt here from Hayden Rhodes. Snap is a little high, but the hold is down. The kick is on the way, and it is good.
Wow. We got Roadhouse in the house. Hayden Rhodes.
Hayden Rhodes boots his 2nd field goal of the night, this one from 45 yards out. And the Mustangs are now within a point with 11:07 to go here in the first half as they do turn the turnover into points. Weren't able to take the lead, unfortunately, because of the penalty, but are able to get some points on the board and now have a little bit of momentum.
Well, I'll tell you what happened the play before that was so important, Connor Bell. He got them to midfield to make it a little bit of an easier kick instead of having them on the hash. So good job, Connor.
We're going to take a quick break here on Mustang Friday Nights on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Hi, I'm Russ Teeger.
And I'm Laura Teeger. We're the proud owners of AC Pros, family-owned and operated business going on 26 years. And here's a little bit of what we do.
Hi, I'm Jim Bradley. I'm a comfort specialist here at AC Pros. We are a full-service residential and light commercial HVAC company. We do sales and service for residential HVAC. We also do windows, attic efficiencies, radiant barrier installation, solar fans to make your system last longer. Today we're out here in Keller servicing one of our customers' outside units. This is Joel, our lead tech, taking care of the maintenance today. At AC Pros, we're small enough to care, but big enough to take care of business.
Go Mustangs!
Oh, there it is. Thank you. We're back here on Mustang Friday Nights as we're about ready to kick things off. Hayden Rhodes lines things up. Another high, deep boot. This time, the fair catch signal is made about 3 to 4 yards deep, and the Wolverines will start on their own 25. Mustang Friday Nights is brought to you by our friends at Classic Chevrolet here in Grapevine, Lee Lewis Construction, Chill Restaurant, Eat, Drink, and Dance at Chill, Mesa Mexican Cuisine, Big Fish Seafood Bar and Grill, Compass Church, AC Pros, Black Walnut Cafe, GM Civil Engineering and Surveying, and our friends, of course, at Stacy Furniture and Design. This second quarter brought to you by our friends at Compass Church.
I've been to Chill. Have you been to Chill? It's
I have not been to Chill.
It's very chill. It's a good time.
I would hope so.
Chill is chill.
1st and 10 for the Wolverines at their own 25-yard line. Their lead now down to 1 point, 7-6 here. 11:07 to go in the first half. spread formation on first down. Handoff over the right side. A little bit of room over right guard, but not much for Cooper Snyder. As the tackle made that time by Devin Thomas, as well as number 9, Brady Boozer, coming down to help out on the tackle. A gain of about 2.5 yards. They're going to give him 3 to make it 2nd and 7.
Have you noticed these new jerseys by Grapevine? They're a little bit different this year. If you look at the front, they have the little Grapevine. What does it say? It's got 3 little letters on the front. A little bit different than last year's scheme.
I believe those 3 letters are GHS.
Yes, that's what it was. I couldn't quite see.
It's not. Boy, I was going to say, where's the flag? Because there was all kinds of movement and goofiness before that snap, like the center didn't get the snap call and everybody else went. But it took the referees a couple of seconds to throw the flag.
Well, it's the first game for them, too.
Well, yeah, and that got the quarterback, Brendan Meyer, hit in the backfield because of it.
That is not protecting the quarterback there.
No. But you're right, Tim. This is the first game for these officials as well.
Right.
You know, they've had scrimmages the last 2 weeks to kind of get into the swing of things, but, you know, they're getting used to things as well. So a 5-yard penalty for the false start will back it up to the 23-yard line to make it 2nd and 12. Traditional 4-wide set here on 2nd down for the Wolverines. Brennan Meyer in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking to his left. Now he's going to drop it off out in the flat. Nice catch, and a slip down prevents the running back, Cooper Snyder, from getting a first down. He had room. That was the check down as the receivers recovered, and he just dumped it out in the flat to Cooper Snyder, but as he tried to cut upfield, his feet went out from under him on the turf here, and that sets up a 3rd and 3. He'd have had that first down otherwise.
Yeah, and Major Heck had the tackle, except he slipped a little bit. So turf might be a little slippery. There's quite a bit of humidity, and that does tend to make the field a little bit more slick.
So 3rd and 3 now for the Wolverines as they stay in that 4-wide look with Snyder offset to the left side of Meyer. Snap back. Play action, little quick hitter over the middle.
RPO there, wow.
It's a nice catch. That's a nice little design, little RPO action. Quick hitter on the slant to Ryder Treadway, who has really kind of been the receiving star here in the first half for the Wolverines.
And that's just taking advantage of the aggressive linebacker play by Grapevine, right? They've been coming up hard on that run game. When you see that, you come back with a little RPO, look at the run, you see the linebacker come up, hit the quick slant.
Nice read that time by Meyer on 3rd down. 5-yard gain. Moves the chains out to the 37, 1st and 10. 9 minutes to go here in the first half. This time they're going to go trips to the far side of the field in the 4-wide set. Empty backfield, actually, on 1st down. Meyer, quick hitter, but the pass is knocked down. Great job by Devin Thomas that time. Getting his hands up and batting that pass down.
And Devin Thomas is all of about maybe 5'10", so to be able to get up there and get that ball down. He gets the lineman's hands off of him. He's got really good, strong hands. He told me what makes him special is his hands and his feet and his preparation. So he's watched a lot of film. He knows what he's got going up against, and they're getting down a big pass deflection.
Devin Thomas only listed at 6 foot 220.
He's not 6 foot.
That kid has a motor. 2nd and 10 now. Again, empty backfield. Meyer, half roll to his left, passes off the hands of Cahoots.
That's a
the
great
wide
hit.
receiver. Nice hit there on the near sideline as they get tangled up and separate from each other.
That was number 9.
That was Brady Boozer.
Brady Boozer, and we've seen him in previous years come in and get some quality play time, so good timed hit there as he comes out and jars that ball loose, and that's just separating man from ball.
So that sets up another 3rd and long now. Wakeland has converted a couple of 3rd and longs already here in this first half.
No stranger to this is Brennan.
This time they keep Meyer in the backfield in a 4-wide set on 3rd and 10.
Comes the blitz.
Nice block pickup there from the running back. Rolling to his right is Meyer looking, and he can't find anybody, and he's going to get brought down. Great job that time by Bradley Stanier, the junior defensive end, chasing down Myers. He was trying to keep the play alive, got a hold of that jersey, and didn't let go and brought him down for the loss of 2.
What he didn't do was overrun the play. He broke down, he grabbed the jersey. Leighton Towery comes in. He gets chopped down, but he creates the rollout, which then creates the sack. great team defense.
Towery pressured. It was a good pickup by Snyder, the running back, but it did force Meyer out of the pocket. And for the first time tonight, the Mustangs have forced a punt. Snap is back. Punt is away. And it is muffed but picked up. Fair catch signal was made by Bryson Davis, so he can't run with it, but he can just cover it.
That's 2 mistakes we've seen in the return game here tonight. They're going to have to get that cleaned up.
They've got all new set of returners this year for the Mustangs.
All new.
Yep. They're going to mark this at the 28-yard line.
And there's nothing much harder than returning a punt. I'll tell you, you're looking at the ball, you're trying to see who's coming down at you, the lights are bright. It's very difficult.
37 yards on the punt that time for the Wolverines. And the Mustangs defense has now come up with back-to-back stops, a turnover, set up the last field goal, and now a punt. So the defense is picking some things up.
Very reminiscent of last year. Watched some of the pregame or the halftime rather, of this game last year, and it was a defensive slobber knocker, just like this one.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Is not sure why we have a stoppage in play here. I think you know what this is. This is one of these water breaks. This is one of the things you're going to see a lot of games this weekend and probably next weekend doing as well. Some planned water breaks, not only for the players but for the officials as well. As again, it's still near 100. It's over 100 degrees down here on the field, even though the sun has gone down and it's 8:40 at night.
97, Apple Watch says, so it's got to be a good 105, 107 down on that field. So I was down there earlier for about 15 minutes, and I came running back up to the press box. Well, running. I came slowly walking back up to the press box.
Our friends at weather.com say it is officially 100 degrees still down on 98 now.
98.
1st and 10 at the 28 for the Mustangs. Offset shotgun formation. Handoff up the middle. Dunn with some room. Up the middle, out past the 38. A nice gain will be a first down move to change. DeMontrez Dunn, if he gets a little bit of a gap, he'll hit that and give you some really big yardage. He hits that hole with a quickness and gets 11 yards there on first down.
Good job with the block by number 51. Once again, Rudolph coming off the left guard to block that nose tackle, get up to the linebacker. Good swift feet on the inside there by Dunn. Nice play.
1st and 10 at the 39 after the 11-yard gain from DeMontrez Dunn. Another handoff to Dunn, looking for room over right guard. Finds some room, makes a man miss out past the 45. Close to another first down. Looks like he'll be about a yard short. Dunn seeing those holes, hitting them quickly, showing some quick movement to make guys miss, and gets a 9-yard gain.
And there's 3 or 4 linemen downfield, particularly number 71, Daniel Campos, who was down there blocking a guy, a safety. You'd love to see your offensive line getting down on linebackers and safeties.
2nd and short now. 6:50 to go here in the first half. Mustangs at their own 48, 2nd and 1. Pistol formation, snap back. Hackbarth with the pass. It's caught in Wakeland territory inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line. As that time Will Matheny makes the grab on the deep slant route. He was the young man who caught the touchdown pass on the last drive that was called back for the penalty. Makes a great catch here. Perfect throw by Hackbarth, and they get it down to into Wakeland territory with a gain of 15.
Yeah, it's a good timing. You can see it. Hackbarth knows he takes that step and a half, gathers his feet, gets him under him, and just throws a bullet out on time in the chest of his target. Nice throw and catch.
1st and 10 in Wakeland territory for the Mustangs at the 37. Snap back, handoff. Connor Bell around the left side. He's got room inside the 30. Runs over a tackler just short of the first down. Looks like they're going to mark him at the 29. A gain of 8 for Connor Bell as he had a lot of room there around the left end.
Connor Bell out there ringing somebody's bell as he's running people over, and he's going to finish the run. We said earlier he's a hard runner. He finishes the run. Well done.
Ran right through the junior safety, number 15, Chase Cragen, who did hold on for the tackle, but it's officially a 9-yard gain to the 28, 2nd and 1. Here's the power pistol.
We saw some of this last year.
Yes, we did. Snap back, handoff. Nope, it's an option. Out to the far side. The pitch is caught by Hackbarth inside the 25, down to the 20-yard line. Great executed play and a pitch that time. Caught that time by number 5, Mason Tatum, who takes it down to the 20-yard line. Let's see. They're going to mark him at the 21, so that'll be officially a gain of 8, but a 1st and 10.
If we can get a better block by the outside receiver there, that's a touchdown. We almost got a block in the back, to be honest with you. You got to be a little bit careful when you're blocking on the edge out there.
On that edge, most definitely. Mustangs moving the ball on the ground and through the air here on this possession. Started at their own 28-yard line. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Again with the power pistol formation. 1st and 10 at the Wakeland 21. Now tight end Hatton moves up as an H-back. Hand off to Bell. He's got room around the left side again inside the 15. Makes a man miss. Down to near the 10-yard line. We'll see if that's enough for the first down. Another great job by the offensive line sealing off that left side, giving Connor Bell a lot of room. And he gets it down. Looks like they're going to mark him about a half yard short of the first down. So officially a gain of 9 down to the 12.
Good vision. And look at the receiver, number 10, blocking downfield. William Matheny, he is out there getting in work. And Bell, once again, running over and finishing the run. You can ring that bell, Jacob.
2nd and a yard now at the 12-yard line for the Mustangs. Split back set out of the shotgun. Handoff up the middle to Dunn. He's going to get the first down inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal with a gain of 4. Another good thing about Connor Bell's run on that previous play is he just completely made Cragen, number 15, Chase Cragen, miss with a nice little sidestep move to the inside.
Cragen's the one that got run over the play before. He wants no piece of Connor Bell after the first time he got planted with a nice footstep on his chest.
That time Bell was wrapped up by the junior defensive end Christian Guevara for Wakeland, but not before Dunn got the first down. It's 1st and goal for the Mustangs at the Wakeland 8-yard line. This time they go with just a single back set out of the shotgun with Bell in the backfield. Receiver comes in motion. Snap back, handoff to Bell. Got room up the middle. Runs over a tackler inside the 5, down to the 4. At that time, Connor Bell just lowered the shoulder and lowered the boom on the Wakeland defense.
I got to tell you, Jacobs, I'm getting some Mike Allstott vibes from Connor Bell right now. He is just looking for targets to run over.
Connor Bell listed at only 180 pounds, but he ran like a man much bigger than that time as he ran right over the Wakeland defenders. Number 11, Campbell Martin, the senior safety, took a big shot on that play.
He's run over 3 defenders so far. I don't know if many more defenders are going to want to come up and try to tackle this kid.
2nd and goal now at the 4-yard line after the 4-yard gain, and now the whistles blow as we have a timeout by Grapevine as the play clock was inside 5 seconds, and Coach De Bess did not want to take a chance on the penalty.
Somebody get Connor some water. He's drinking some of that water now. He's going to get refreshed and get that energy level back up so we can ring that end zone bell perhaps from the 4-yard line.
2:52 to go here in the first half. The Mustangs on the move trying to take the lead. It's 7-6 Wakeland. This is Mustang Friday nights on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
You've worked hard this year, and to celebrate Labor Day, we're giving
Back here at Mustang Panther Stadium, Mustangs have the ball. 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line, trailing the Wolverines of Wakeland 7-6. But they are on a big-time move here on this drive, trying to take their first lead of the game and of the season.
Grapevine changed their set a little bit coming out of the timeout.
DeMontrez Dunn in the backfield after the timeout. Snap is back, handoff to Dunn. Nope, play action, and it's intercepted. And there's room to run. And this is going to be a house call for the Wakeland defense, as number 7, Trent McDaniel, picked off the pass, and he's going to return this one 97 yards for a Wakeland touchdown.
Trying to get the ball to number 28, Alan Kennard, just off a little play action. But Kennard never turns his head around. I'm not sure if maybe the ball was thrown a tad bit too early. Timing just didn't look quite right, results in the pick 6.
Yep, timing was definitely off on that play. You're right, the receiver never turned around and looked. I mean, that was clearly the design on the play, but I think if he had handed that ball off to Dunn, there was room for Dunn to maybe punch that in on the RPO. You're not really sure what Hackmarth saw there or if it was an option play at all.
Right, we don't know. We don't know. It looked like maybe it was planned to get that get that guy out into the flat, but really there was nowhere to go with that ball. No one really bit. Again, I think you're right. Maybe a handoff was the better choice if that was the option.
And we have a timeout now called by Grapevine. That's their second of the first half. I don't think they had everybody on the field that they wanted to. Seeing a replay again, and you're right, he threw it to a receiver that hadn't even turned around. Just a complete miscommunication on that play. Is that 80 or 81 out there? I think that might have been 81, Alex Simon.
I thought it was 28. But I could be wrong.
Alex Kennard? I didn't quite see who it was.
I thought it was Alan Kennard, but they have him listed as a DB. I couldn't quite see the number.
It was a complete, bottom line is it was a complete miscommunication.
It sure was.
And the receiver that that Hackbarth was looking to throw to, as he started to release the ball, either turned the wrong way or didn't get his head turned around in time. And yeah, that is just unfortunate. That is a gut punch right there for the Grapevine offense after what was a phenomenal drive up to that point. Turns into a touchdown the other way.
And it's coming out of the timeout that they called. They thought they had something there, right? That's why they called that play. They changed their formation. They took Connor out. They put in Dunn. Unfortunate.
So the Wolverines will line things up. Number 8, Ryder Treadway, the kicker. He boots it up, and the extra point is good. 2:35 to go here in the first half. We're going to keep things here as 97 yards on the pick six by Trent McDaniel, the sophomore DB. Really gives a huge momentum swing here in this game. Now, it's still only a one-score game for the Mustangs, but just when it looked like you were about to take your first lead, just basically mental mistake turns the game completely the other direction.
Sure does. And now they're going to have to refocus, right? You have 2:35, certainly enough time to get down the field and try to get something, whether it's a field goal at the very least, get something to make you feel better going into the locker room.
That was a brilliant drive leading up to that point in the ball game. Especially the ground attack by the Mustangs. They were using multiple formations, multiple runners, and the ground game was really humming. Had one big, nice key pass over the middle to Matheny on the play, but it was mainly the ground game.
A lot of good runs. We saw Dunn get some yardage. We saw Connor Bell chewing up some yardage, running over some people. A lot of momentum was being built. Now they have to recreate that.
Down 14-6 now, so still only a one-score game. 2:35 to go in the first half and a timeout left, so still plenty of time to get this ball down the field and maybe try and finish off a drive this time.
Plenty of time.
High, short pooch kick this time. Back at the 16, the fair catch signal is made, as that time it was Brady Boozer backing up to make that grab, and he went ahead and made the fair catch to put the ball at the 25-yard line for the Mustangs.
Very smart, very disciplined, which is what we're used to from the Grapevine team.
Their special teams have always been a strength here in this Mustang program the entire time that we've been covering it.
And so here we go now. We've seen Harrison really thrive in these types of moments in the past. So even though he is missing a few key guys here tonight, let's see what we can get going here. 2:35, a lot of time left, one timeout.
This time the Mustangs come out in a 4-wide set with a pistol formation in the backfield. Receiver in motion out of the slot, snap back, handoff to Dunn. Not much room this time, only about a gain of a yard out to the 26. Nice job getting into the backfield that time by number 34, Thomas Jelinek, the senior inside linebacker, probably the senior captain on this defense.
And they're not moving with too much urgency here. I'm a little surprised that they're not maybe getting some tempo. We've seen them work on tempo in practice.
Yeah, they're moving with a little bit, but they also want to use the clock as well. Snap back on second down. Pass out to the side. That pass is knocked up into the air and intercepted. Batted up in the air, and now they're blowing a whistle.
What are they saying?
Not really sure why the whistle is stopping the play here.
Did his knee touch the ground when he caught the ball? Because there's a beanbag down on the ground. It would signify that that's where the play would be dead, but for what reason?
Possibly, maybe a knee touched the ground as he came down with that ball. It is a turnover. The defense is coming out on the field for Grapevine. The pass was intended for Will Matheny on the deep slant route, and it was batted up into the air. And it was
kind of a hot ball, a little bit high, gets off his hands.
Not sure if there is an inadvertent whistle. I didn't quite hear that. It was wow, that's a break for Grapevine. That was an inadvertent whistle on the interception that time. And so they'll take over at the spot where the whistle blew, which is at the Grapevine 45. Back-to-back interceptions for the Grapevine offense, this time because of a deflected pass. And Wakeland takes over at the Grapevine 45. Snap back, Meyer looking downfield, getting pressured now. Here comes a flag as he gets away, dumps it off, little shovel pass to the running back, Cooper Snyder. And he makes men miss and gets all the way down inside the 30 on the little dump off, but I think this one's coming back for a hold.
Well, that was sure a heck of a play because it looked like he was going down and somehow got that ball.
Yeah, just shoved
his
teammate. He was starting to get grabbed, to get taken down for a sack, and as the pressure was coming in, he just shoveled it off to the running back, Cooper Snyder, who made a great play, but it's all for naught.
Sure did.
As that's going to back things up back to the Wakeland 45-yard line to make it 1st and 20. That time, you got to give credit to the Wakeland defense on that deep slant as he was trying to hit Matheny over the middle. The coverage was right on Matheny's back that time, and that's what caused the pass to get knocked up into the air.
That's unfortunate.
Snap back on 1st and 20. Little flare out, and a great read by the defense that time as Bryson Davis, number 1, came up and absolutely stuck Cooper Snyder. Brilliant read for a loss of a yard on that little setup screen pass.
Yeah, Bryson's not afraid to hit. He's been coming up in the run game all day, and now he comes up and makes a huge tackle. I mean, that is just a monster hit.
That was just what they like to call a naked screen, as that was a designed pass out in the flat. 2nd and 21, roll back, and here comes the pressure. Devin Thomas gets to Meyer and takes him down. Immediately got into the backfield, got a hold of Meyer, didn't let go, and drops him all the way back at the 36 for a loss of 8.
As we watch the replay, you'll see Devin Thomas, not only does he tackle the quarterback, but he tackles the running back that's trying to block him as well. He says, I'm just going to take you both out. I don't care.
And that was just a simple miscommunication by the offensive line. The left guard looked to his right, or looked to his left, the center looked to the right, and nobody blocked Devin Thomas.
Blocked Devin, and the running back was looking outside, obviously for a blitzer to go out into a route. Thought he'd try to help, but it's too late. Devin, his first step is incredible.
Great job by the Mustang defense on quick change here. Last time out, I think that was Grapevine, just took their final time out of the first half here with 34 seconds to go as they want to make Wakeland run another play here. You would think Wakeland would probably just play it safe and just hand things off here on 3rd and long and run the clock out.
A draw, a screen, maybe a straight handoff just to get out of here. Who knows? I wouldn't expect anything spectacular at this point. I mean, there's no reason to. You could try to go downfield. I don't see any reason for that.
So it's going to be 3rd and a mile here for the Wolverines, all the way back at their own 36. Again, this possession started at the Mustang 45 after the tip drill interception, and then thankfully for the Mustangs, an inadvertent whistle blew the play dead at the spot of the interception. Otherwise, that was going to get returned inside the Mustang 30. But the Mustang defense stepping up with a couple of great plays here by Bryson Davis and Devin Thomas. 3rd and 29, 34 seconds to go. They are going spread shotgun here. But I would expect, we'll see, I would expect a handoff here on 3rd down. And that's exactly what we get. And nowhere to go, really. It's going to be no gain.
Good team defense. We've seen this Grapevine defense be stellar all night long. They gave up the opening drive touchdown, but since they have not been able to get moved on.
Cooper Snyder gets wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage by the Grapevine defense, and the Wakeland coaching staff is just going to go ahead and take this to the half. But tell you what, as we get ready to go to halftime here at Mustang Panther Stadium, had a few mental mistakes. That was some negatives. One that unfortunately not only was a big momentum swing, took points off the board for you and put some on the board for Wakeland, but I think there were a lot of positives in this first half as well on both sides of the ball for the Mustangs.
Yeah, a lot of positives. Coach didn't know really what to expect coming out. He said, hey, we're still trying to learn our guys, and they're trying to learn us, but this is a pretty good showing for the first half, and we'll see what the adjustments are going to be.
And right now we're going to go down to the sideline as Carly Isbell is going to have a quick word with Coach De Bess.
Mustangs will beat the Mustangs. That's about it. Take a touchdown off the board and go a pick six when you're down there at the 2. So Mustangs are beating the Mustangs right now.
I agree. And there has been a lot of tension between these two teams and a lot of battles. How are you handling all of that emotion with these players?
They're good. Our guys are good. I mean, our defense is settled in. They're fine. Offense just got to continue to get in the rim, but they got to produce. You know, we've got 2 field goals and nothing else to show for it. So we just got to correct our mistakes.
Okay, thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you to Carly Isbell. Thank you to Coach De Bess. As we'll take it to the half here. Your halftime score, the Wakeland Wolverines leading the Grapevine Mustangs by a score of 14-6. We'll be back. We'll give you all the action of the first week of the season at halftime, as both bands will be playing here at halftime. This is Mustang Friday Nights on Champion Sports Radio and
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
You've worked hard this year, and to celebrate Labor Day, we're giving you the biggest savings of the season. Shop Stacy's Labor Day sales event, where the more you buy, the more you save. For a limited time, save $300, $500, $1,000 or more on quality name brand furniture for every room in your home. Get the sleep you need for the life you lead with the perfect new mattress and adjustable base. They're all on sale during Stacy's Labor Day sale. Shop today in Grapevine, Allen, or the Outlet in Flower Mound. And remember, if you're shopping at Stacy's, you're shopping with family and you're not burning money.
Hi, I'm Russ Teeger.
And I'm Laura Teeger. We're the proud owners of AC Pros, family-owned and operated business going on 26 years. And here's a little bit of what we do.
Hi, I'm Jim Bradley. I'm a comfort specialist here at AC Pros. We are a full-service residential and light commercial HVAC company. We do sales and service for residential HVAC. We also do windows, attic efficiencies, radiant barrier installation, solar fans to make your system last longer. Today we're out here in Keller servicing one of our customers' outside units. This is Joel, our lead tech, taking care of the maintenance today. At AC Pros, we're small enough to care, but big enough to take care of business.
Go Mustangs!
Go Grapevine High School Mustang Stadium.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
You've worked hard this year, and to celebrate Labor Day, we're giving you the biggest savings of the season. Shop Stacy's Labor Day sales event, where the more you buy, the more you save. For a limited time, save $300, $500, $1,000 or more on quality name brand furniture for every room in your home. Get the sleep you need for the life you lead with the perfect new mattress and adjustable base. They're all on sale during Stacy's Labor Day sale. Shop today in Grapevine, Allen, or the Outlet in Flower Mound. And remember, if you're shopping at Stacy's, you're shopping with family and you're not burning money.
Hi, I'm Russ Teeger.
And I'm Laura Teeger. We're the proud owners of AC Pros, family-owned and operated business going on 26 years. And here's a little bit of what we do.
Hi, I'm Jim Bradley. I'm a comfort specialist here at AC Pros. We are a full-service residential and light commercial HVAC company. We do sales and service for residential HVAC. We also do windows, attic efficiencies, radiant barrier installation, solar fans to make your system last longer. Today we're out here in Keller servicing one of our customers' outside units. This is Joel, our lead tech, taking care of the maintenance today. At AC Pros, we're small enough to care, but big enough to take care of business.
Go Mustangs!
Back here at Mustang Panther Stadium, as we got a few minutes left here in halftime. This halftime brought to you by our friends at Chill. Eat, drink, dance at Chill. Jacob Dedamore and Tim Smith here with you as the Mustangs trail the Wolverines 14-6 at the half. And Tim, the Mustangs trail by 8 points here, only one score game. But honestly, looking at the numbers, they kind of back up my thinking. I really thought that the Mustangs outplayed Wakeland in that first half.
Yeah, the Mustangs looked good, particularly on defense. I felt after that first drive, they were a little bit loose in coverage. They started to tighten that up a little bit. Obviously, they had good pursuit to the ball, good game tackling in the run game. They're holding that 1,000-yard rusher pretty much in check. They've given up a couple big plays on third down, which cost them the score, but it's the turnovers right now that are standing out.
Yeah, right now the turnovers are the difference in the ball game. The Mustangs actually outgained the Wolverines 131-112 in that first half, and it's been the ground game for the Mustangs that has really taken hold. DeMontrez Dunn, 10 carries for 64 yards. Connor Bell, 4 carries for 22 yards in that first half. Conversely, they've held Cooper Snyder, the 1,000-yard rusher, to only 8 yards on 8 carries in that first half. Give credit to Brendan Meyer, the senior quarterback for Wakeland. He had a very efficient first half, going 11 for 15. But after that first drive, everything has had to be short because the Mustangs started getting pressure and started tightening up their coverage, not giving Meyer many options downfield.
Yeah, they're in that three-man front, but best believe they're bringing blitzes. Leighton Towery is coming quite often up the middle. Devin Thomas is starting to really have an effect on that D-line, playing right side, left side, inside, outside. So, the defense has to keep up the pressure. I look at 2 plays from the offense. It's the pick 6 down here at the 4-yard line that went back, and then the play where they had the illegal shift that they said, right, the touchdown, the play action. I look for us to get back to that play action because the run game is working solidly all evening long.
Those have been the 2 biggest plays of this ball game. The Mustangs also had a turnover on defense. They intercepted Meyer in that first half. They were able to turn that into 3 points. Unfortunately, on that possession, that was where the illegal shift was called on what would have been a 33-yard touchdown pass. And then, of course, the big pick 6 late in the second quarter down on the far end of the field where it looked like the Mustangs were about to punch it into the end zone. And that was a minimum 10-point swing right there. As instead of getting points on the board and taking the lead, it went back the other way for 7 and allowed Wakeland to extend things here in the first half.
The good news is for them, You had that mistake towards the end of the half, but now you get the ball back coming out of the locker room. You have a chance here to get this game back to even or back to within one score. So it's got to be forget what we did in that first half. I'm sure that there were some adjustments made at halftime. Really didn't have to be too much because they were moving the ball well. I look for this run game to continue to hold pace here tonight.
You would think that would have been the message from Coach De Bess at halftime. It's like telling the guys, hey, fellas, we're beating ourselves right now.
Yes.
They're not beating us. We're beating ourselves. We've had mental mistakes that have cost us turnovers and points in that first half. If we can eliminate our mental mistakes, we can come back and win this ball game.
Sure thing, and it's the first week, so you expect the defense to be a little bit ahead of the offense, especially with so much turnover on the offensive side.
So the Mustangs will be able to get things started here on offense in the second half as they kicked off to start the game. This third quarter here on this broadcast by Champion Sports Radio and Tradio is brought to you by our friends at Classic Chevrolet. Classic Chevrolet, relax, enjoy the difference.
I have a Chevrolet.
Do you? Yes, you do. A very nice Chevrolet at that.
All right, here we go.
Return team coming out onto the field. It'll be Darius Burns and Bryson Davis back deep to receive for the Mustangs for this second half kickoff.
The return game so far has not been a bright spot. We've seen two mistakes in the first half, and so that's something we look to get cleaned up right here on this opening kickoff of the second half.
Yeah, had the mental error on the first kickoff of the game that the Mustangs received after that opening drive touchdown for Wakeland. Then the second time Wakeland kickoff, they went the short pooch kick route.
They did.
We'll see what they do here as Ryder Treadway lines things up. And he boots a line drive to the sideline, going to be caught at the 8 by Davis. Got some room up the middle to the 25, gets met and gets out to about the 27. So solid return of about 19 yards for Bryson Davis. And the Mustangs will start this first possession of the second half at their own 27-yard line as Harrison Hackbarth leads the offense back onto the field in the first half. Hackbarth only threw the ball 5 times, went 2 for 5 for 40 yards. Unfortunately, you had the 2 interceptions, one on the whatever the miscommunication was down here near the goal line, the other one on a deflected pass over the middle.
Well, the deflected pass, certainly not his fault, but it does go on the quarterback, unfortunately.
First and 10 here. Twin backs in the shotgun. Now receiver comes in motion. It'll be a handoff up the middle to Dunn, pushing his way forward. Not a lot of room over there on the left side that time. It's manages to push the pile forward to about the 29 for a gain of 2, setting up 2nd and 8.
The good news is on that play, Hunter Cadell, he had a little bit of a pancake with extra syrup. That right in the middle of the field just completely demolishes his man.
We really saw, I thought this offensive line for the Mustangs really did a good job in that first half, and in the second quarter really got the run game going. Stacked pistol, handoff again. This time Bell coming around the right side, makes a man miss, breaks a tackle, gets out to the 35. Nice solid gain of 6 yards, sets up a 3rd and short.
And Ethan Rudolph, once again, I keep going to the center. He's really been impressive. The smallest guy out there, but very athletic. He blocks 2 guys on that play, and he's the one that opens up the hole for Connor to get through as he runs over number 11 that time for Wakeland. That's 4 defenders that Connor Bell has ran over here tonight.
3rd down and 2 now for the Mustangs at their own 35-yard line. Split back in the shotgun. Hackbarth hands it up the middle. This time Dunn is met right at the line of scrimmage. The senior linebacker, number 34, Thomas Jelinek, the captain of this defense, got into the gap and stopped Dunn for no gain on 3rd and short. Great play by Jelinek.
That's a great run fit there, and we've seen that a couple of times here tonight where they just are all hitting their gaps. Wakeland's defense, they're certainly ready for this run game that they're seeing from Coach Bob De Bess here tonight. They've seen it before, and they came into the game ready for it.
Jelinek, the leading pressure player returning for this Wakeland defense, had 15.5 tackles for loss last season. That was 2nd on the team. He was also 2nd on the team last year in sacks for 3.5. Punt team is on, and the rugby-style punt is away from Rhodes. It's end over end and sideways out of bounds. Not a very good effort that time on the punt. We'll see where this gets marked.
He could kick it just a little bit later than he might have wanted to. He kind of rushed it at that point, goes off the side of his foot, and goes out of bounds at the 40. Looks like the 44?
44-yard line. So that's only going to be a 21-yard punt for Hayden Rhodes, and the Wakeland offense will start in very good field position at their own 44-yard line.
Inauspicious start here at the beginning of the third quarter. Not what you wanted from your offense or your special teams. You like that word I used? Inauspicious. Word of the day.
Yeah. Tim over here expanding his vocabulary in the 2023
There's
season.
a lot of expanding to do, Jacob.
I need to do less expanding as I look down. The officials move this over to the near side hash mark now as the Wolverines come out. 3 wide set in the shotgun. With Snyder offset to the right side of Meyer. Play action, looking over the middle. Meyer nowhere to throw, and now he's going to get wrapped up in the backfield. He was successfully hung on to the ball that time, as that was number 43 for the Mustangs. Bradley Stanier, who got in there, tried to rip that ball out, and Meyer was able to hang on to it, but still got sacked for a loss of 2.
At 6'6", 230, he plays opposite of Devin Thomas, and while Devin's really creating havoc on the other side of the field, that's just a great job to stay with it. There's a little bit of a pump. Quarterback can't get the ball off. Great job to stay with the play and get that sack.
Second sack of the ball game for Stanier. 2nd and 12 now at the 42. Same formation. Snap back. Meyer looks right, now rolls left. He fires over the middle, and it's through the hands of his wide receiver as he was trying to hit Donovan Woolen, the senior that time. Had him open on the crossing route, and Woolen just couldn't hang on to the pass.
Yeah, that's a tough throw, but he's able to get it here. You look on the replay, he's rolling, he gets those hips square, feet under him, nice throw, and just through the hands.
That replay brought to you by our friends at Black Walnut Cafe. So that sets up 3rd and long now. That was a good throw that time by Meyer.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Again, a 3 wide set. Snap is back.
Comes
Meyer looking downfield. Here comes the pressure. They get to Meyer, and they bring him down. It won't be a sack, but the pressure.
Major Hecht? It was Major Hecht.
It was the blitz off the edge that time by Hecht, who got around the corner and flushed Meyer up into the pocket. Meyer was able to get upfield and get yardage to avoid the sack, but it's still going to force a punt. He ends up getting about 5 yards as he kind of dragged Hecht about 3 yards after getting contacted from behind. And right now the offense, at least for the moment, is staying on the field.
That's exciting to see Major get a big play. I heard from his dad earlier today, and he couldn't have been more excited to get the season going tonight. So good job, Major. I know your dad's watching, really proud of you.
Lined up to go for it. This could be a quick kick. We'll see. And that's exactly what it is. Meyer takes the snap about 7 yards deep and quick kicks it, and he's going to get a nice roll inside the 20, and it's going to be killed at about the 18-yard line. So a nice punt by Meyer there, and we'll take a break as the Mustangs will take over for their next possession. 8:03 to go in the third quarter. Mustangs trail 14.
We're the proud owners of AC Pros, family-owned and operated business going on 26 years, and here's a little bit of what we do.
Hi, I'm Jim Bradley. I'm a comfort specialist here at AC Pros. We are a full-service residential and light commercial HVAC company. We do sales and service for residential HVAC. We also do windows, attic efficiencies, radiant barrier installation, solar fans to make your system last longer. Today we're out here in Keller servicing one of our customers' outside units. This is Joel, our lead tech, taking care of.
Mustangs ready to go here. 1st and 10 at their own 18 after the punt on the quick kick. Hatton goes in motion to the left side to the formation. Snap is back. Handoff up the middle. Room for Connor Bell running over tacklers all the way out past the 25 to the 26. Connor Bell with another strong run and a gain of 8 yards.
Connor Bell is just leaving bruises on these defenders. He's been running over everyone. He finishes every run so strong. Look at it. He just puts his head down, puts his pad level down, uses those legs. Love to see Connor run.
He and DeMontrez Dunn are both having really good games on the ground tonight. 2nd and short now for the Mustangs. Snap back, handoff to Dunn, going around the left side, finds room around the corner up to the 30, and gets taken down from behind, but not before he gets the first down. A gain of 8 out to the 34-yard line. Nice tackle from behind by Chase Cragen, the junior safety. Otherwise, Dunn would have been scampering up the sidelines.
Yeah, nice block out front by Darius Burns, the wide receiver. You love to see the receivers out on the perimeter locking up their men, and that's what they did there.
So back-to-back 8-yard runs for this Mustang running attack, and they've moved the ball out to their own 34, 1st and 10. Split back shotgun look. Snap back to Hackbarth, handoff to Bell, and this time he gets met in the backfield. Great job that time, the initial penetration coming from number 77, the sophomore nose guard Cadence Castillo, and he blew that play up.
They sure did. Nowhere to go for Bell on that one. He tried to get around with a little jump cut, but once you get that ankle and you're in the air, there's not going to be too much for you to go. And, you know, earlier tonight when I talked with Coach Tyler Barnhill, the quarterback's coach, he said, hey, it was going to be run by committee tonight, but we're seeing it being narrowed down to Bell and Dunn as we get further along in this game.
2nd and 12 now after the loss of 2 back at the 32-yard line. Power pistol formation here on 2nd down. Shotgun snap is back. Option play. Hackbarth keeps it. He's going to get brought down as they really played the option well that time. Did Wakeland as Tristan Lawyer, the junior linebacker, makes the tackle for another loss.
Yeah, they just kind of played it right. They played the man and they played the quarterback. Nowhere for the pitch. Hackbarth has to keep it himself and just know where to go. If you're going to draw up how to play against the option, you draw up that defense right there. That was played perfectly.
So after 2 8-yard gains, the Wakeland defense steps up and creates 2 back-to-back 2-yard losses, setting up 3rd and long. 3rd and 14 here at the 30. 3 wides. Out of the shotgun. Snap back to Hackbarth. He's looking downfield. He's going to fire it out to the near flat, and that pass was just off target. Wasn't probably going anywhere anyway, as that was a little dump off to his relief valve and Hatton, the tight end, but right there on the coverage was Donovan Woolen.
He wanted to hit the post. You could see it on the outside man was running the post. He wanted to go there, but the safety stood tall in the middle, nowhere to go with the ball. He takes the check down, not going to get a first down anyway there. Safe play, not going to force the ball downfield. I like it.
So 3rd quarter here, both defenses coming out and standing up, as we've had now 3 straight punts here to start this 2nd half. Snap back to Rhodes, rolling to his right. Gets a little better rugby kick this time. Gets a good roll, too, inside the 25. Picked up, missed tackle, out to the 30. Another miss, and out past the 35. A nice return that time by number 5, Ashton Cahooch, the senior, as he stopped. That was looking like to be a huge turn of field position on the punt, but he picked up a high hop, made 2 men miss, and got about a 10-yard return, 12-yard return, out to about the 37-yard line.
Yeah, Mason Tatum did a really good job, number 5, of getting downfield, but he's got to break down, right? That weird hop kind of took him for a surprise, it seemed like. He's got to break down because he slips, and we've seen the fields had a little bit of slippage out here tonight.
So a solid return from Cahooch after a good punt that time by Hayden Rhodes.
Good punt.
Much better effort on the rugby style kick.
Now the refs getting some water.
Little water break here.
You know, being that we're giving them the water, I wonder if we get some preferential treatment.
5:13 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
I don't see Wakeland giving up any water.
Yeah, they're the Wakeland trainers, the refs on the far side of the field.
Oh,
are getting hooked up
we're
over
not
there.
paying attention to them. We're worried about these guys over here.
Mustangs trail 14-6 here in the 3rd quarter, as the Wolverines will take over their own 37, their 2nd possession of the 2nd half.
Well, these water people don't get enough credit. You should see them out here at practice every single morning. They're out here with the players, doing work, working hard, making sure everyone stays hydrated, getting that good high-quality H2O, as the water boy would say. But you got to give them credit.
H2O.
They're here as much as the players are.
That high-quality H2O.
Mama said football is the devil.
My mama said.
Well, we're going to get copyright infringement.
1st and 10 for the Wolverines at their own 37. They're going to come out in the set they've used the most has been this 3-wide set we see. Handoff up the middle this time. Little bit of room over left guard, not a lot. They're going to only give him a yard on that play on 1st down. Once again,
I think.
That defensive front for Grapevine has done a fantastic job tonight controlling this running attack of Wakeland, setting up 2nd and 3rd and long situations.
Yeah.
And then their pressure gets in on Meyer.
And they're controlling the line of scrimmage primarily with 3 defenders with a linebacker coming off the edge or coming through the gap most of the time. But these three guys playing D-line are doing a fantastic job.
2nd and 9. Now they go to a pistol formation here on 2nd down. Once again, a handoff going around the right end this time, but not much room again. Gets up to about the 40. It'll be a gain of 2 for Cooper Snyder before he's wrapped up. This time, instead of up the middle, they tried to go over right tackle. And again, just not much room as the Grapevine defense attacks it and shuts it down.
Bryson Davis again, he does a really good job from that safety position of diagnosing a play quickly and getting to the spot.
So another 3rd and long for the Wolverine offense. 3rd and 7 at their own 40. Counting down to 4 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter in this season opener here at Mustang Panther Stadium in Grapevine.
It's moving kind of quick, isn't it? A lot of run game tonight.
Been a very clean game, too. Not a lot of penalties tonight.
Not a lot of penalties.
And now we're going to have a false start.
There's a false start.
There it is. And jinxed it. In the first half, we only had 7 penalties total between the two teams.
That was Grayson Meyer, the wide receiver. Maybe the ball was coming to him because he was awfully eager to get into his route.
So back that up to the 35-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 12 now. 6th penalty of the ball game for 55 yards against the Wolverines. The Mustangs only had 2 penalties for 20 yards in that first half.
It's been a real clean game, and you like to see that. Mustangs always come in, great discipline.
And week 1, you don't always see that.
Not always. Last year was a little bit of a mess, if you remember.
Yes. So 3rd and long now. Trips to the near side of the field. Single receiver on the far side. Snap back to Meyer. He's looking. Now he gets pressured and steps up. Fires deep over the middle, and that pass is caught. Inside the 35, the Cahoots breaks the tackle. He's into the open field. Inside the 15, the 10, 5, touchdown, Wakeland. Ashton Cahoots, the senior wide receiver, led this team in touchdowns last year. A great job once again by the quarterback, Brennan Meyer, to escape pressure, keep a play alive, and find a receiver. And then Cahoots, after making the catch, did a phenomenal job making Grapevine defenders miss and taking that all the way to the house.
Meyer has shown great poise inside of the pocket. There he steps up. The rush comes on the outside. He steps up into the pocket, fires a missile across the field. I tell you, when he's on, he's on.
Extra point is up, and it is good. It's 3:08 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Wakeland Wolverines now lead by 2 scores. It's 21-6. This is Mustang Friday Nights on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
You've worked hard this year, and to celebrate Labor Day, we're giving you the biggest savings of the season. Shop Stacy's Labor Day sales event, where the more you buy, the more you save. For a limited time, save $300, $500, $1,000 or more on quality name brand furniture for every room in your home. Get the sleep you need for the life you lead with the perfect new mattress and adjustable base. They're all on sale during Stacy's Labor Day sale. Shop today in Grapevine, Allen, or the Outlet in Flower Mound. And remember, if you're shopping at Stacy's, you're shopping with family and you're not burning money.
Hi, I'm Russ Teeger.
Back here at Mustang Panther Stadium as the Wakeland Wolverines on a phenomenal play on both ends by the quarterback Brennan Meyer and the receiver Ashton Cahoots, the 2 seniors that are probably, along with the running back Cooper Snyder, the leaders of this offense. They come up with a huge play on 3rd and long. Again, we've seen that a couple of times tonight. 3rd and 12 with a scramble drill play, and they come up with a 65-yard catch and run for a touchdown to give the Wolverines a 2-score lead. Pooch kick here. Going to come up, get fielded, bobbled, but caught at the 17. Room around the left end and out past the 35. Nice return that time by the return man, number 1, Bryson Davis. Davis may have been trying to make up for a little something. He was the deep safety that Ashton Cahoots cut in front of to make that catch on the touchdown. But a nice return coming up on the run to field that pooch kick, and gets about 19 yards on the return out to the 36-yard line.
And so this is a big spot now. You get the feeling with 3 minutes left in the 3rd. It's not desperation time, but let's move the ball. Let's get down. Let's get some points, right? I mean, let's get in the end zone. We haven't punched one in quite yet. Let's go do that and get this game within a score as we get into the 4th quarter.
Definitely really need an answer here, I think, from the Grapevine offense. First and 10. They go with the offset pistol formation. Snap is back. Hand off to Bell. Goes around the left end, has some room. Gets the corner out past the 45 to about the 46-yard line. Another good, solid run from Connor Bell as he bounced that one outside left tackle and gets 10 yards to move the chains.
Yeah, Connor's been nothing short of spectacular. Every time he gets the ball in his hands, he's doing something special. He's running people over. He's got really good vision. He did miss a cutback earlier, but his vision has been outstanding.
And a great block out on the edge that time by senior number 64, Ryan Knight, to help Connor Bell get that corner.
Yes, sir. Love to see that.
First and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 46 now. Bell in the backfield. Receiver comes in motion into an offset pistol. Snap is back. Hand off to Bell. Bounces, tries to bounce out. Not much room this time. Went up the middle, tried to bounce it out, but that time, number 1, Donovan Woolen, the safety, came up, got a hold of him. Only limited to about a 1.5 yard gain.
And we've seen that a lot where the motion man will come out, create a two-back set, the up man gets the ball. Look for the fake option to come off of that. They ran that a little bit earlier, but that's one of the plays they'll run off this, particularly when Carradine gets back in the lineup.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, Rondell Carradine, as we know, changes the whole dynamic of this offense when he comes back.
He brings so much speed, so much ability.
He is the leading returning receiver from last year and rusher from last year for the Mustangs. This time they go into the diamond pistol on second down. Snap back, little miscommunication. Hackbarth tries to get what he can. He's going to get dropped.
Right.
Yeah, something was just off. There was a miscommunication or something on that play, and Hackbarth just got swallowed up. He looked for somebody. Nobody was there, and he just tried to go up the middle and ends up losing about 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, both coaches, you have two coaches down here around the 30-yard line, and they were both frantic right before the snap.
Yeah.
That's when Hackbarth moved another player back into that diamond set, and then it just looked like nobody knew who was supposed to get the football.
You know, again, we've talked about tonight how many new pieces are on this offense this season for the Mustangs, and things like that will happen sometimes when you've got so many new pieces. Third and long now at the 45, 3rd and 11 for the Mustangs. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. And now we're going to back it up even further as the play clock ran out. So that'll back it up to 3rd and 16. The other thing that we've seen in this offense is that's very similar to last year is the Mustangs. This is a ground-based attack.
Yes.
They need their run game to be effective to make everything else work.
And it's been heavily ground-based this evening. We've got a new play caller, even though it's still the same offense. So those mechanics are a little bit different. We're starting to see a little bit here in the second half.
Now back at the 40-yard line, 3rd and 16. Snap back to Hackbarth. He's looking downfield. Pressure comes in. Pass over the middle. Caught. And nope. Now in and out of the hands of the intended wide receiver, number 2, Darius Burns. Pass was on target over the middle, but as soon as he caught it, he got hit in the back, and the ball popped out.
We're just missing, right? We're just a little miss here, a little miss there. Nothing egregious, nothing that can't be fixed. Right now, just not working quite as good as you'd like it to.
That pass, if it had been completed, wouldn't have been a first down, but it would have been about 2 or 3 yards short. And you think, I'm curious if Coach De Bess maybe would have gone for it there. It would have been just over midfield.
Yeah.
I think that you might have seen the Mustangs go for that.
Absolutely.
Had it been complete. But again, as we talked about, the Mustangs right now are without 2 of their top receiving threats that they need in this season. And now we've got another delay game. They didn't have the right personnel, I think, on the punt team. You had somebody come on late and get in a position. Coach De Bess is displeased right now, as are other coaches, because...
Oh, yeah, we've got a little bit of a dishamble here on the sideline. Players not knowing exactly what their roles are. This is stuff that's going to happen in the first game.
Yep.
And considering they didn't have a chance to have spring ball, Coach talked about that in his interview. They just put pads on for the first time a few weeks ago. They're a little behind the 8 ball compared to everyone else.
Back it up 5 more yards, so Rhodes will be punting this time inside his own 25. This time a straight up punt, no rugby style. Kind of end over end, but good hang time. Gets a decent roll, rolling sideways now. And the Mustangs will kill it at the 28-yard line. Solid punt, about 37 yards that time from Hunter Rhodes. Hayden Rhodes. I said Hunter. Hayden Rhodes.
Did say Hunter.
So good effort that time. But the Wolverines now once again have the ball Now they're up 21-6 here. 18 seconds to go in the third quarter. This quarter's been once again brought to you by our friends at Classic Chevrolet. Classic Chevrolet, relax, enjoy the difference. Here, located here in Grapevine. This will probably be the last play of the third quarter. We will see. 1st and 10. Wolverines at their own 28. They're going to come out in a 4-wide set with trips to the near side.
This is an important defensive stop here.
Very. Snap back, handoff, going around the right side. Nice job, nice run. Maybe the best run of the night by the Wolverines as Cooper Snyder found a little bit of room off a right guard, made a couple of guys break. He broke a couple of arm tackles and gets a 10-yard run out to the 38, and that is going to be the final play of the third quarter as the best run of the night by Cooper Snyder moves the chains. And now we go to the fourth quarter here at Mustang Panther Stadium. The Wakeland Wolverines out of Frisco ISD leading the Grapevine Mustangs by a score of 21-6. Here at Mustang Panther Stadium. This game tonight here on Tradio and Champion Sports Radio. Brought to you by our lovely array of sponsors, Classic Chevrolet, Lee Lewis Construction, Chill, Eat, Drink, and Dance at Chill, Big Fish Seafood Bar and Grill and Bar, Mesa Mexican Cuisine, Compass Church, AC Pros, Black Walnut Cafe, GM Civil Engineering and Surveying, Stacy Furniture and Design, our friends at Champion Sports Radio with Whirly Ball, Infinity Solar USA, Greenleaf Roofing, Energy Attic, and livingforzachary.org. All bringing you this broadcast tonight here in week 1 of Texas high school football in Class 5A. This fourth quarter is going to be brought to you by our friends at GM Civil Engineering and Surveying. And I tell you what, the defense is, honestly, that was outside of one play in that third quarter. Both defenses really came out and stood up.
Yeah.
You had one bit of a breakdown on a scramble drill play that resulted in a 65-yard touchdown pass for Wakeland. But honestly, I've been impressed by how both defenses played here in the second half.
It's been a really good defensive game for both sides. You're 100% correct.
1st and 10, snap back. Meyer getting pressured again, and he's going to go down. Another sack for the Grapevine Mustang defense.
That was Leighton Towery.
Leighton Towery coming on the blitz off the edge that time. Gets to Meyer, gets a hold of the jersey on the shoulder pad, and just drags him down by it.
Look at the way he breaks down, controls himself, because they know that Meyer is elusive.
And
he's been escaping tonight. Leighton, he's going to break down, get both hands on the quarterback, and make the sure tackle. Great job coming off the edge. We haven't had a lot of chance to call his name tonight.
That's like 5 or 6 sacks tonight by this Grapevine defense. They have gotten great pressure on Meyer. A loss of 10, 2nd and 20 back to the 28-yard line. Pistol formation. Snap is back. Meyer looking to his left, firing one down the field, and that is almost intercepted. Bryson, it should have been, and that might have been a house call if he had held on to it. Bryson Davis, for the second time tonight, undercuts a route. The first time he did it, he picked off the pass. This time, he read it, cut underneath it, coming from his safety position. And, I think if he picks that off, that might have been a house call by Bryson.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, in that time, Meyer made a crucial mistake. He stared down his receiver that he was throwing to. It was a one-receiver route to that side of the field. He saw blitz coming right. He points it out. He slides left, but he looked at that guy the whole way.
Trying to hit that deep corner
route. It makes
it
easy for the safety to make that read, follow the quarterback's eyes, come over and make a play. So, well done, Grapevine defense once again.
3rd and long now, 3rd and 20. This is going to be a little dump-off screen pass. Played really well by Grapevine. Coming up that time, Cooper Towery. I believe, Cooper Towery, number 31, the sophomore, the younger brother of Leighton, comes up, makes the hit. Only a gain of 4 on that screen pass, and the Mustang defense comes up with a big stop.
Yeah, the Towery brothers both making big plays on that drive.
That was number 34, Thomas Jelinek, who's the backup tight end on this team, as well as the starting inside linebacker. They tried to kind of throw things off and throw to a guy that hasn't been involved in the offense, but the Mustangs were ready.
And now we're getting to that crucial point where you absolutely have to go down and score with this football.
Back to receive the punt is Thomas Powers, number 25. The kick is away. It's a good, solid punt. Caught at the 31 by Powers. And he gets wrapped up. Nice open field tackle by Jelinek, who plays special teams too. Got a hold of him and was able to spin him to the ground. Only a return of 3 yards that time, but still good field position for Grapevine.
And now what's Grapevine going to do? You have to have 2 scores, 10 minutes, plenty of time, but the first one's got to come first. You got to get down the field fairly quickly and get in the end zone. You don't have to go tempo, you don't have to go hurry up, but you got to get some chunk plays.
You wonder if maybe they're going to try and get, this run game. Wakeland's done a much better job here in the second half of jamming up the run game for Grapevine.
Play action time.
Yeah, maybe see if they can get this passing attack under kind of on track a little bit.
We certainly know Hackmark is capable of throwing the football.
Offset pistol formation here on first down. Shotgun snap back, play action. Hackmark getting pressured, he gets dropped.
They were ready for it. They came with the play action. They ran the seam down the middle, but defense doesn't fall for it. They get back into they were in man there, so they're just covering their man down the field. They didn't bite on the play action whatsoever.
Aiden Poole, number 3, the junior linebacker, comes in and makes the sack for a loss of 5 yards. Also causing pressure right in the face of Hackmark. That time was number 87, Richard Raish, the starting tight end and backup and starting defensive end on this team.
Wakeland seems to be doing a really good job of knowing what's coming and being prepared outside of 1 or 2 times.
Flip back shotgun set on second down. It's going to be a handoff to Bell's. Got some room. Bouncing this to the outside. He's got the corner up to the 40, 45, midfield, down the sideline and steps out of bounds in Wakeland territory at the 42-yard line. Great job of not only finding room up the middle initially, great job offensive line blocking, but then he bounced it outside. A huge gain for the Mustangs all the way into Wakeland territory.
Mason Tatum made a huge block towards the end of that run and hurts himself along the way. He's getting looked at here at the trainers here on the sideline. Hopefully nothing serious, but great hustle job to get over there and make the big block.
29 yards on the run for Connor Bell. Sets up the Mustangs at the Wakeland 42.
Connor Bell's been in beast mode this entire game.
Shotgun snap back, handoff, going over the right side. Little bit of room, but not a ton. Going to be about a 3-yard gain that time. I believe that was number 39, Landon Shaver on the carry, his first carry of the night.
So here's the third player I'm seeing down here on Grapevine getting worked on for cramps. Cramping becoming a little bit of an issue. Connor just got worked on for a little bit of a cramp. He's ready to come back in the game.
In this kind of heat.
This is what you're going to get at this point.
In this kind of heat, you'll get cramping. 2nd and 7 at the 39-yard line. Power pistol formation for Grapevine. 8:52 to go here in the ball game. Low snap, picked up, handoff to Dunn. He's got room around the left side. Inside the 35, down to the 31st down. Great blocking that time on the little sweep play. Dunn cuts it up the field after he gets the corner all the way down to the 29-yard line. 1st and 10.
And that's what we needed, right? We talked about it. You don't have to hurry, but you have to have some chunk plays. You got Connor with the chunk play, Dunn with a big run there. Now you're in scoring position, and you've done it quickly. You've done it within 2 minutes.
10 yards on the run for DeMontrez Dunn. Mustangs now at the 29-yard line of Wakeland. Pistol offset shotgun, snap back, right up the gut. Bell runs over his own man.
I mean, nobody's safe. Nobody is safe.
He saw that hole and went for it and ran right up the back of Ethan Rudolph, the center. Said, if you don't have anybody to block, I'm going to run over you too. And he did just that for a gain of 7 yards.
Wow. Connor just doesn't care.
That one's going to be funny in film study tomorrow. Rudolph was firing upfield looking for somebody to block, and Bell was just like, get out of my way.
Move. Get out the way.
2nd and 7 now at the 24. Shotgun snap back. Play action. Shot
we got the pitch.
Little pitch to Bell. Breaks the man miss, and just short of the first down. Going to be about a half-yard short as he took that pitch from Hackbarth. Made one man miss, but the second one got him for a gain of about 2.5.
There's that little bit of a wrinkle. We show the handoff to Dunn, but he pulls it, gives the pitch. He struggled, did Harrison, with the pitch last year, but so far tonight we've seen no problems with the pitch.
His pitches have been on point tonight for sure.
No problems.
3rd and short
need this.
About a half yard at the 20-yard line. Absolutely need this. Snap back, handoff, up the middle, first down. Duns inside the 15, down to the 13. Good hole opened up that time by this Grapevine offensive line. Moves the chains, a gain of 7 for DeMontrez Dunn.
This O-line being all brand new outside of one player in Hunter Cadell, who started last year as a freshman, now playing at that right tackle spot, has done an excellent job of moving the line of scrimmage, really opening up holes for all of the running backs, particularly Dunn and Connor Bell.
This almost entirely new offensive line has done a really solid job tonight. And now we have a timeout. I think this is going to be a defensive timeout by Wakeland. That's exactly what it is. Their guys are breathing heavy right now. They're getting run through, and this coaching staff for Wakeland wanted to take a break. So 6:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. The Mustangs trail 21-6, but they are on the move. You're watching Mustang Friday Nights on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Hi, I'm Russ Teeger.
And I'm Laura Teeger. We're the proud owners of AC Pros. Family-owned and operated business going on 26 years, and here's a little bit of what we do.
Hi, I'm Jim Bradley. I'm a comfort specialist here at AC Pros. We are a full-service residential and light commercial HVAC company. We do sales and service for residential HVAC. We also do windows, attic efficiencies, radiant barrier installation, solar fans to make your system last longer. Today we're out here in Keller servicing one of our customers' outside units. This is Joel, our lead tech, taking care of the maintenance today. At AC Pros, we're small enough to care, but big enough to take care of business.
Go Mustangs!
Back here at Mustang Panther Stadium, your score 21-6, Wakeland with the lead over the Mustangs. But the Mustangs are driving as they have the ball 1st and 10. Just inside the 14-yard line of the Wolverines. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Twin back set in the shotgun. Hand off to Bell. This time not much room as he tried to go over the right side. Only going to get about a yard and a half, I think, on that one.
Nice little spin move, and there's Rudolph again, getting a pancake at the end of that play. Rudolph's been really outstanding. Again, we just talked about him in the break. He's been doing a good job of controlling the middle of that defensive line. He's getting up to the second level when he needs to. He's looking for the right man to block. His technique been very well coached.
2nd and 9. Shotgun snap back. Rolling to his left on the play action. Pass caught inside the 5 and
touchdown!
Into the end zone for the touchdown. Great play action fake by Hackbarth. He finds Ian Hatton on the little dump off on the rollout. Hatton breaks through an arm tackle and dives into the end zone for the first Grapevine touchdown of 2023.
Heck of a job by Harrison Hackbarth, and that all comes from the run game. We talked about it earlier. They have to be able to run the ball to get the rest of their offense to work. The run game's been outstanding. Little play action boot, tight ends wide open, easy pass and catch for the touchdown. And now Grapevine right back in it with 5:45 left to go.
Hayden Rhodes on for the extra point. The snap is down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. 5:45 to go. The Mustangs back within a score. It's 21-13. This is Mustang Friday Nights. This fourth quarter presented by GM Civil Engineering and Surveying. You're watching Mustang Friday Nights on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
You've worked hard this year, and to celebrate Labor Day, we're giving you the biggest savings of the season. Shop Stacy's Labor Day sales event where the more you buy, the more you save. For a limited time, save $300, $500, $1,000 or more on quality name brand furniture for every room in your home. Get the sleep you need for the life you lead with the perfect new mattress and adjustable base. They're all on sale during Stacy's Labor Day sale. Shop today in Grapevine, Allen, or the Outlet in Flower Mound. And remember, if you're shopping at Stacy's, you're shopping with family and you're not burning money.
The Mustangs come up with a huge answer drive and get to within a score on the 12-yard touchdown pass from Harrison Hackbarth to Ian Hatton, the tight end, the first touchdown of the season for this Mustang offense, and they are back to within 8 points, 21-13. Now they're going to need their defense to step up and come up with another stop.
That drive's not only important to this game, but it's going to be important to the mental side of it for this team moving forward. They just proved to themselves they can do it.
Another good, solid kick by Rhodes into the end zone for the touchback, and the Wolverines will take over at their own 25-yard line. That was a 64-yard touchdown drive for the Mustangs, most of it on the ground, but coming up with a key play-action pass when they needed it to get the score. As again, that time, great play-action fake by Hackbarth. The rollout, Hatton did his job by doing a block and delay and then releasing out into the flat. He was wide open.
Well, we've
broke
seen
a little
that in
ankle
practice.
tackle and got right into the end zone.
We've seen it in practice. Harrison is very, very good at the play fake and showing you the ball and then tucking it back in and letting the defense think it's a run.
But that was definitely the Connor Bell DeMontrez done drive, as they now have unofficially 180 yards combined on the ground.
Batman and Robin.
1st and 10, handoff up the middle, room this time, up the middle and out past the 35 to the 36. Biggest gain of the night for Cooper Snyder.
And that's what we can't have. We got to have a quick 3 and out if we can. So let's reset defense, and now you need to come up with a couple big plays. Major Heck there was able to come up and make that tackle, even though he did get drugged for just a couple of yards.
12 yards on that game by Cooper Snyder. He's had his 2 biggest gains of the night on his last 2 carries, even though that last possession ended in a punt for Wakeland.
And I apologize, that wasn't Major on the tackle. That was number 9, Brady Boozer, 6'3", 185 junior DB.
1st and 10 at the 37 now for Wakeland. Snap is back. Another handoff, delayed draw. This time more room to run. Out past the 40 and a nice open field trip-up tackle by Major Heck to save what would have been an even bigger gain.
Yeah.
Still about 8 yards out to the 44, but could have been a lot more.
Major certainly makes a great play there as he comes up to make the hard tackle, but you know, this team hadn't been able to run the ball all night, and you get the feeling maybe this defensive line is starting to run down because there's not a lot of depth for Grapevine. They've had not a lot of depth, so you've had the same guys out there. Now they're starting to carve up a little bit.
It's not like that delayed draw hasn't been run tonight. They've run that a few times.
Yeah.
But just the last couple of times they've run it, the Wakeland offensive line has just blocked it well. Another handoff going around the right side. 1st down. As for the first time tonight, Wakeland is really getting their ground game going as Cooper Snyder moves the chains again. 3 straight carries from Cooper Snyder. And they get 23 yards on those last 3 carries, and they have another 1st down. 4:15 and counting to go here in the ball game. Mustangs still have all 3 timeouts, so no, not so much of a worry there. But you got to shut this run game down. You've done a great job of doing it all night, and now suddenly Wakeland's gotten some momentum on the ground.
Yeah, you need to make a play, and you're going to need to make it fast.
1st and 10 for the Wolverines. Their own 48-yard line, and the Wolverines will definitely be using some clock now. Snap back, another handoff, and this time it gets shut down in the backfield. That time Aiden Poole was in at running back as they gave Cooper Snyder a breather on that last play.
Yeah.
But this time the Mustangs got into the backfield and dropped Aiden Poole for a loss of 2 yards back at the 46.
They brought both of those extra linebacker DB type players off each edge. Major Heck's in there again making a tackle from the back end, so that time they were not going to let themselves get run on. But you see here, we're just taking down the time before Wakeland, taking on time as much as possible, no rush.
The last couple of plays, they've run that play clock inside of 5 seconds.
That's the way you have to do it.
2nd and 12 at the 46. Another draw, handoff up the middle. Again, blocked well. Another big gain out into Grapevine territory. As, man, I think that this is just more the Wakeland offensive line finally getting some push up front and able to move bodies. As that time, Cooper Snyder, there wasn't a big hole there. He just followed his big guys up the field and just kind of danced his way through, getting a gain of about 10 yards, set up a 3rd and short.
And now Grapevine calls a timeout to try to get their guys a little gassed up and get ready to make a big stop here with 2:54. They don't have a lot of time to get this ball back.
Yeah, I mean, on 2nd and 12, I mean, that's just big guys getting push up front on that play right there.
This play here, barring a crazy turn of events, turnover, something, this play here could tell us what's going to happen moving for the last 2 minutes. You have to make a stop here, or.
And honestly, depending on what happens on this play, this could be 4-down territory for Wakeland. I could easily. They're in plus territory now at the Grapevine 44. Even if they don't get the first down here, I could easily see them trying to go for this and try and put this game away.
The way they've been running the ball on this series, yes.
Drive,
Had they been running the ball the way they were earlier, I would say not a chance. But the way they've been running
it ain't
now,
about what you did for me
100%.
early. It's about what you're doing for me now.
Yeah, this whole line seems to be taking a little personal. They've been getting dominated most of the evening.
3rd and 2 at the Grapevine 44. Pistol formation for Wakeland. Snap back. Handoff going around the right side and stood up at the line. No gain that time for Cooper Snyder. They stand him up at the line of scrimmage, and now we have decision time as the Mustangs call their second timeout.
That's just great team defense. Everybody playing a gap, no one getting too aggressive.
Ty Hohenberger that time along with number 97, Vili Motamanu, who was in at defensive tackle along with Hohenberger. Bigger bodies that time. They stood it up. It gave him nowhere to go and collapsed the play.
Play of the game coming up right now. I think you're right. I think Wakeland is going to go for this.
Actually, they lost a yard. It's going to be 4th and 3 now. But if I'm Coach Isom on the other sideline, I'm going for this on 4th down because it's the whole thing about intelligent aggression. You're in plus territory. You're up 8. So even if Grapevine were to come down and score, they can't take the lead on you.
But you could pooch kick and get it inside the 10.
And we have seen them do that tonight.
We haven't seen Grapevine be too proficient in the downfield pass game. So for me, I think I don't want to give you the ball at midfield the way you're running the ball with 2:47. I want to get you backed up inside the 10.
Think we might see another quick kick?
We're going to see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
It looks like we don't quite agree on what to do next.
Let's
see what they do.
In this territory, I like the idea of going for it to try and put the game away.
I get it.
But the quick kick would not be a bad idea
either.
Not a
bad idea. Because if you don't get it here, that's not a long way to go for a team that's been running all over you in the second half.
This might be the ball game right here. 4th and 3 for Wakeland. It's a Grapevine 45, 2:47 to go with Wakeland up 21-13. Offset to the left side is Cooper Snyder of Myers. Play action pass over the middle, and it's caught.
Huge time play by the quarterback. I mean, he's been great all night. Meyer, he's done what he's had to do, but what a great call by the coaching staff to give him that RPO look. I'm positive that was an RPO look. I mean, that's just big-time football. You stood up, and you made a big-time play.
And you know what? That may not – I mean, it may have been an RPO, but he pulled that ball out so quickly to throw it. We saw that exact play in a similar yardage situation in the first half. Little quick, fake RPO, quick slant to number 8, Ryder Treadway, who has been the main target tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a money play, and good call by the coaching staff to pull that out.
Gain of 6 down to the 39, 1st and 10, handoff up the middle to Snyder. Makes a spin move, gets past the line down to the 37 for a gain of 2. And the final timeout called by Coach De Bess with 2:03 to go here in the fourth quarter. You got to give credit, tip your cap to Coach Isom over on the far sideline on 4th down. You know, deciding to go for it, but going with a play they've only really run once in the whole ball game in a similar yardage situation. And just as we've talked about tonight, Brendan Meyer has really played a really good ball game for Wakeland, considering the amount of pressure he's been under tonight.
He really has.
He's thrown some strikes in this game that his receivers just haven't caught.
Yeah, he played really well in this game a year ago. I mean, really and truly, this is one of the better quarterbacks they may see all year outside of perhaps when they play Argyle.
Sure.
So, really tough test for this defense tonight. I thought they've stood up. They've done well. They just picked a bad part of the game to have maybe their worst defensive series here of the game tonight. But credit to Wakeland for what they've been able to do and come back and get that run game going that they weren't able to get going earlier in the game.
Yeah, and just when they needed to have it too, they were able to finally get their run game on track and push up the field and set yourself up in manageable yardage situations. And that's one of the reasons a play like that on 4th down works.
Perfect. That's perfect play call. I still would have punted it. But
Brendan Meyer tonight is 14 of 20 unofficially for 182 yards, only 182 yards. But he does have the 2 touchdowns.
He's made big plays when they've mattered most. I can think of 3 throws that he has made that has been the difference somewhat in this game.
2nd and 8 now at the 37 of Grapevine. Grapevine now out of timeouts with 2:03 to go. Pistol formation. Snap back. Handoff. Making a man miss and then getting dropped for a loss is Cooper Snyder.
Major had him. You can see it. Major's cramping there on the side, but he doesn't want to come out of the game. That's guts, determination. It's his senior year. He says, I'm not coming out of here. I'm going to keep trying to make tackles, but he's certainly in some discomfort with a cramp.
Major Heck came off the edge, and he didn't make the tackle, but he made the play.
He made the play, exactly. When you cause that sort of a disturbance that quickly in the play, and with a cramp yet, good job, Major.
I don't know what happened, but they reset the play clock to 40 seconds and started it up again. So some extra time is going to come off the clock here. Not really sure why that happened.
The one thing we don't get a lot of is explanation up here, right?
No, we don't. It was a loss of 3. I mean, players subbed in and out, but that shouldn't cause a reset of the play clock to 40 seconds.
No.
Sometimes it might reset to 25. But they reset it back to 40. I think that might have been a screw up by the officials. And now a timeout is called by Wakeland with about 4 seconds left on the play clock. They ran a bunch of timeout. I don't even know if they had a play call. They just wanted to run time off the clock. There was a loss of 3 on that play, so it's going to be 3rd and 11 at the Grapevine 40 when we come back here. There's a minute 18 to go in the ball game, and there's no reason at all. I would be curious from the officials as to why that play clock got reset to 40 seconds, because that allowed Wakeland to run a good extra 15 seconds off the clock. But no reason for Wakeland not to just run the ball here, whether you get it or not, because you can run the ball, reset, it's going to be 4th down, and you can just punt and pin, and there would be hardly any time left for Grapevine.
There's no timeouts for Grapevine at this point.
There's going to be, if Grapevine is not able to somehow pull this one, get this game tied up, get to overtime somehow, it's going to be disappointing that it's a loss on a season opener, but there's going to be a lot of good coming out of this game.
There's going to be a lot to learn from this.
A lot of good.
A lot of galvanizing. I thought they played well on the offensive line. I thought the defensive line played well up until, and I can't even say they haven't played well on this drive. I think they're tired. Like you said, there's not a lot of depth out there for them.
There's been about 2 or 3 great plays from Meyer.
Meyer has made 3 incredible plays. 4, really, if you think about the little pitch that he made, too.
Snap back, and they are actually going to throw. Meyer steps back. Now he steps up in the pocket, looking for somebody to throw to. He fires it deep down the middle. Has a man open. That pass is caught. It's not going to be a touchdown, but it's caught down to the 1-yard line. I'm shocked they threw that ball, but Meyer once again was able to escape the pressure, keep the play alive, and instead of just taking off and running, he could have run and gone down in bounds and let the clock run. He found a man who got loose on the scramble play. It was Ryder Treadway again, number 8, who made another huge catch down to the 1-yard line to set up 1st and goal.
That just shows the trust that the RPO on the 4th down, and then the trust to let him throw the ball there knowing that he's not going to make the wrong decision.
Right.
That is a lot of trust to put into a young man in that situation.
Wakeland has just called their final timeout as the play clock is about to run out. There's 42 seconds left in the game. Honestly, Wakeland doesn't even have to do anything, but
they can take a knee at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Brendan Meyer can take the snap, drop back a few yards, take a knee, and the clock's going to run out. So we'll see what they decide to do here. But, I mean, the Mustangs tonight, they faced a very smart, very experienced quarterback, and that quarterback has made some huge plays here in this second half.
5 now. He's made 5 plays tonight that really jump off the tape. You look at the early touchdown that he threw where he had to scramble and get out of there. He threw another one on the run for a big 1st down.
Yeah.
Then he did that little pitch, right, where we thought he was going to get sacked, and all of a sudden the ball. I mean, very Patrick Mahomes-like with a few of these plays. Hackbarth also when they've asked him to come through, he's done good things. He's had a couple drops, not his fault. One interception on a tip ball. So Hackbarth hasn't played badly. He's played well as we would have expected him to. It's just we've seen a little bit more special play out of Wakeland tonight down the stretch.
I would say in the first half it was more about some mental mistakes on the part of Grapevine as to why Wakeland had the lead. The second half, this has been more about Wakeland just making plays.
And really on this last drive.
Yeah, well, on this last drive, but also defensively.
Defensively.
Wakeland has just done a really good job in the second half. They've been the one making the plays as opposed to Grapevine making the mistakes.
I'll tell you what, though, Grapevine found out they have 2 running backs that can get the job done. And we thought somebody was going to emerge tonight. To me, it's Connor Bell has emerged as the guy that was getting good reps in practice, thought was going to be a part of this offense, and really took flight tonight. And I'm not just saying that because Trey is the producer of the show, by the way.
And it looks like victory formation here for Wakeland. It looks like they are going to go ahead and just take the knee. They drop back, kneed it down quickly enough, and that's going to do it. The play clock started right behind, outside of 40 seconds. So that will do it tonight as the Wakeland Wolverines get a little bit of revenge. Last year, the Mustangs go into Frisco, Toyota Stadium, in a great setting, big opening weekend of the season. And the Mustangs went in there and got a win. This year, it was Wakeland's turn to come across town into Grapevine and come in and get the victory in a very hard-fought back-and-forth football game.
Hard-fought game, first game of the season, 100 and some odd degrees. The game starts an hour late, lots of distractions, a lot of excitement, a lot of good things that we saw from Grapevine tonight. We knew it was going to be a struggle. Yeah. Coach knew it was going to be a struggle. And these guys are learning each other, figuring it out. It's only going to get better.
A game like this is exactly what especially at the high school level, a game like this is exactly what non-district play is for. When you have as much transition as the Mustangs are experiencing this year, these first few games before the bye and then the start of district play is exactly what they're for. You're going to make some mistakes. You learn from them, you correct them, you move forward with it. Like I said, when they come in, whether it's tomorrow, probably tomorrow, since they have the Friday, probably tomorrow during the athletic period, go through the film. They're obviously going to see some mistakes that need to be corrected, especially in that first half. In the second half, they're going to see some plays that maybe could have been made, but they're going to see a lot of good things too on both sides of this ball.
A lot of things to build from. This is you're absolutely right. It's about like a preseason game, right? And so you want to come in. Obviously, you want to win the game, but you're trying to figure out who you are. And with all this turnover, you really got to figure out who you are. And I thought tonight they took some steps to do that. And the run game in that second half was outstanding.
So your final score tonight, the Grapevine Mustangs fall in their season opener by a final score of 21-13 to the Wakeland Wolverines out of Frisco ISD. We're going to give you some of the final numbers here tonight. Again, these are unofficial numbers, but they are the numbers that we happen to have for us. Grapevine outgained Wakeland in the first half by about 131-112. Well, that got reversed in the second half. The Wakeland Wolverines end up outgaining the Mustangs tonight 261-226, which means the Mustangs were held just under 100 yards of total offense in that second half. And Wakeland was able to get a few things going. Not a lot, but enough to get going tonight. 193 yards rushing for Grapevine tonight to only 39 for Wakeland, but they came up with key runs when they needed them on that final drive.
Most of those 39 came on that final drive.
In that fourth quarter. 221 yards passing tonight for Wakeland to only 33 for Grapevine, but the ground attack was working so well. The Mustangs didn't need to pass that much.
No.
The stars of the game tonight, I think on both sides of the ball for the Mustangs, the running back combination of Connor Bell and DeMontrez Dunn, I thought were spectacular tonight. Those two guys combined for 29 carries, again, unofficially, 29 carries for 180 yards between the two of them this evening for over 6 yards a carry.
Yeah, it's kind of like a thunder and lightning situation, except both of them have speed. They can both run hard, but Connor really impressed me with the way he was finishing those runs, because when you start to finish runs like that, that's when it opens up bigger runs later in the game, and we saw that on the drive where they actually were able to go down and score a touchdown.
Defensively for the Mustangs, I tell you what, the defensive front for Grapevine, I thought played a whale of a ball game tonight. They got consistent pressure on Brendan Meyer. He was able to escape it a few times and make some big plays because of his ability to get out and extend plays, but that pressure was consistent all night. I don't know what the final numbers were for sacks, but I'm betting it was probably 5 or 6 sacks tonight that they had tonight. I know we had 2 from Bradley Stanier. We had 1 from Devin Thomas. You had 1 from Leighton Towery. I think you had 1 from Major Hecht, or it was either Major Hecht or number 5, Mason Tatum, one of the 2 that had sacks on blitzes off the edge.
Yep.
It was consistent pressure all night, and like we said also, with the exception, unfortunately, of that final drive, they shut down the Wakeland run game.
They really did. They played good gap control defense. They got gashed a little bit there on that final drive, but we also know that there was a lot of cramping going on.
Of course.
Probably some fatigue, and, give credit to Wakeland. Their offensive line stood up on that final drive and really took the onus to say, hey, we're gonna run this game out ourselves. And then the big pass that nobody expected there at the very end of the game, right? So it was a good game, though. That Grapevine defense has a lot to be proud of, as does the offense. Special teams probably need a little bit of work with the return game. We saw two little mistakes. Not a lot of nitpicking there. The kicking game, though.
Phenomenal.
Hayden Rhodes. He's got a golden leg and kicked 2 field goals tonight in every kickoff out of the end zone.
One tip of the cap. We want to tip our caps to the Wakeland Wolverines, and in my opinion, their stars of the game were Brendan Meyer first and foremost. 15 of 21 for 221 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. And his 2 main receiving targets tonight, Ryder Treadway and Ashton Cahooch, 2 seniors. Cahooch, 4 catches, 81 yards, and a touchdown. And Treadway, 5 for 93 and a score. The communication between those 3 guys tonight I thought was fantastic, and you really saw it on those scramble drill plays.
You really did. The scramble drill really helped them. I mean, you see the good feet of Meyer to get out, his receivers on the same page, coming back to the football for him. He does a few things that you teach him not to do, throwing it back across his body into the middle of the field, but he's got the strong arm to do it. He turns his hips really well. He's good at getting his shoulders turned around to his target. Just an outstanding night by Meyer altogether.
That's going to wrap it up for us here tonight from Mustang Panther Stadium. Thank you to our sponsors of this broadcast of Mustang Friday nights here on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. Classic Chevrolet, Lee Lewis Construction, Chill, Big Fish Seafood Grill and Bar, Mesa Mexican Cuisine, Compass Church, AC Pros, Black Walnut Cafe, GM Civil Engineering and Surveying, Stacy Furniture and Design, Whirly Ball, Infinity Solar USA, Greenleaf Roofing, Energy Attic, and livingforzachary.org. Next week, we have a little extra day. Next Friday will be the Mustangs' next action. They will be hitting the road as they head out to northwest of the Fort Worth area, to the northwest side of Tarrant County, as they head over to Azle High School to take on the Azle Hornets. That game's scheduled for a 7 o'clock kick out at Azle a week from tomorrow, and we will bring you all the action right here on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. Great opening broadcast. The result wasn't what we wanted, but it was a fun night for everybody involved, and it was a great game to watch here tonight. Thank you to my broadcast partner, Tim Smith. Thank you also to the newest member of our broadcast team, Carly Isbell, with great job on the sideline tonight, and she will be joining us throughout the season as we bring you these broadcasts on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. Your final score tonight, the Wakeland Wolverines defeat the Grapevine Mustangs 21-13. Until next Friday night, out in Azle, Texas at Azle High School, good night, everybody, and go Mustangs.